So this is going to be set 1 between Game and Mad. And of course this is, well, first we'll do the player intros. In the top right hand corner as our blue Protoss from Central Europe we have Mad. And in the bottom right hand corner, or as Blue Terran, and in the bottom right hand corner as our green Protoss we have from North America, LRM's Game. Sound is a little loud for me. Turn down just ever so slightly. There we go, that seems a little bit better of a balance. And then let me set up this overlay, which is all set up to work this time. I just got to change names and such things. Alright, that seems to be what I can figure out from this. It's most of the information up there. So, you can see that Game has gone ahead, built this gateway, and sent his scout right on out. And it looks like Mad is getting a barracks here. He's not walling off, so probably we'll see FD or something like that. And of course, gas being taken for the Terran. And obviously, Game is a strong player. He is A level Terran and A- random, so probably around that level with his Protoss. I'm not sure if he's playing random or not. He might just be playing Protoss. And Mad, if I recall correctly, recently hit A- on the ICUP ladder, so also a strong player in his own right. And it looks like Game is going to scout him last, unless actually he decides to hand... Oh, okay, so the arrival of the scout suggesting to Game that Mad is probably in the top right-hand corner, hence the reason he's scouting that path and not the usual corner thing. See Game getting his core and no zealot to harass with, and putting down that second pylon as usual. And Mad is starting his factory, so everything looking quite standard thus far for these two players. Game is not going to be worried. There's not actually any sort of proxy despite Mad's threatening in chat. And now Marina's out will drive that probe off and won't be able to do any super annoying harass to the SCV building the factory or what have you. And Mad is actually leaving 3 on gas. That might be a little bit suspicious to Game, although Mad might take those off. We'll just have to wait and see. A lot of times if you're doing FD, you'll take at least 1 off. But he still has 3 on the gas, and we see back home, Game has started his range. He's got his first Dragoon coming. And Mad's factory is about to finish, and there are still 3 on gas, so maybe we're going to see 2 factory or something like that. Otherwise, I'm not exactly sure why. He's going to have plenty of gas, obviously. There we go, there's the machine shop. Now, do we have a second factory? Nope, doesn't look like it. Mad complaining that probes are imba, and this is indeed very true. They're so obnoxious. And as a Protoss player, even I can say that. There's just, they respond so well, and they Reagan, and they're generally annoying. Oh, and we have from Game a second gateway, perhaps in response to that 3 on gas that we are still seeing. Although it looks like Mad is playing pretty typical, no sign of a starport or a second factory. Let's see, 1 Dragoon has come here, chased away the scouting SCV. I don't know if he's got a kill on it yet, though. Yeah, no, he's looking for it with this goon, I think. Just making sure it's not there before he builds anything else. And it looks like we're going to see FD here from Mad. He's going to have the 6 Marines, he's getting his tank, and the Vulture will be rallied on up. And as he does that, we should see the CC dropped out. Game challenging to a fight. Interestingly enough, Mad will probably be coming to fight here quite soon. Although he may not come all the way to the base of Game. You don't necessarily have to do that. It just pushes out, gets a little bit of map control with the mines from the Vultures. And then you can drop the CC behind that. And the scouting probe, nice reaction, running away there. And now we see the Vulture is out, and here comes the SCV to drop the command center. So I can only assume the 3 on gas was just a little bit of a mind game, make Game a little bit more nervous, and we can see he is now moving up with his Dragoons, which he has 3 with 2 more sort of on the way. Alright, so he can disarm these mines. This is actually an odd position Mad is in. I think he's trying to ninja around Game, so we might see a really interesting situation here. If Game stays at Mad's base too long, we'll see if he gets suspicious here when he doesn't see any units. Game saying bye-bye. I assume is what that meant, as he did kill that vulture, and Mad has really snuck around the map. Although, the question is, where are Game's goons? Yeah, he's leaving 1 at home. So, Game is going to be a little surprised, I think, when this FD shows up on his doorstep, as he hasn't poked in there far enough to see that the tank still isn't there. And we can see the second factory now going down for Mad, and the barracks there spotting. And here we go, here comes the tank and the Marines. Whoa, hitting the wrong key there, moving away. And now Game is like, whoa, I never saw this. But with 3 goons there, you shouldn't really have too much of a problem defending. Getting off some decent shots, just trying to stay out of the range of the tank and pick off as many Marines as he can, as well as out of Marine range. And this is slowly getting picked up. I think he'll just walk on top of the tank here pretty soon, but just continue to micro-casually and without the reinforcing. Vulture's not very scary, and it's actually going to get flanked by the goons. So Matt is going to end up sacking this tank. He did get some scouting information out of that, aka the fact that there's still no Nexus. But at the same time, not always ideal to lose that first tank. He's probably hoping for like a 1-gate expand and that there wouldn't be as many goons back at home. Didn't quite work out the way he planned, I think. But we do have 2 vultures sneaking around, and this is a bit more... Okay, there's a goon back at home now. And we can see the goons are trying to disarm the mines up here in the front, but this is a tall order to run in on, especially with 2 tanks shooting. Sniping the mines becomes dramatically less effective. Oh, there's an Obza. Okay, so there is some potential here for Game to put on pressure. And the vultures are actually now in the probe line, getting quite a few kills. We've got 1 kill on this guy, and I think we had 2 or 3 on the other one. Slowly getting picked off. He gets the 2 kills, actually gets 3 kills right as it dies. And I think Game's window to be aggressive with these Dragoons and Obs is passing. He has started his Nexus now. So it looks like this was 2-gate and 8 goons before expand or so. So we'll have to see if he double expands behind this. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he might. Well, maybe he won't do that. Okay, yeah. And that kind of makes sense, as he is behind in economy, but he's got a very large goon count, and by doing this he can pretty easily block, like Fact CC Fact, as he has just made constant goons for quite a while out of 2 gateways. And we can see Matt is adding 2 more factories in full view of Game's observer. And Game saying cocky build. I'm actually trying to figure out why. He does have turrets and stuff, so... yeah, I was gonna say, it's not gonna die though, it'll be able to get away. And there we go, we have 3 more gateways coming down from Game. And did he continue? No, he did cut goons a little bit to go ahead and get that expand as well as those gateways up. We do see he is building, I think that was a Citadel I clicked on. Was there a Citadel? No. I'm imagining things. Oh god. Oh god. Alright, no Citadel yet for Game. He does have the robo though, so he can always make a shuttle and a few zealots to bomb if he's actually worried about a timing attack. I'm trying to see if he's throwing down armories anywhere. So far he is not. He's continuing to make depots, and we might see a bit of a timing. Game actually has not taken the 3rd base yet. He has just gone up to 5 gateways, so this is going to be a little bit more of a conservative 3rd. It will give him a few more options though in terms of goon pressure, and he shouldn't be too scared of a timing attack off of 4 factories with this, as he does have the lead in gateway count. And there's definitely enough units there to conveniently block any sort of timing that comes from 4 fact. Now if he waited and went to like 6 or 7 fact, situation can get a little different, but that's pretty uncommon play. And the vultures are trying to sneak around, but Game clearly on top of this, and actually nice there, seeing they're on neither side. Needs to pause and get an obs over there though, which it is now coming to join up with the goons. We can see the vultures going up here. He's trying to find out where might there be expansions. Game is yet to drop this. Is sitting on about 400 minerals though. There we go. The Nexus is made at the 3rd base for Game. Vultures trying to get down there, but there's a nice little pylon wall blocking that off, and goons giving a little bit of pursuit. And let's just see Mad continuing to pump units out of his 4 factories. There's the armory, so there's a good chance we're just going to see a 3rd base off of this. He could still try to move out if he thought there's an opportunity, but there really shouldn't be a timing opportunity here. Game is starting. Zealots probably making... No, not making a shuttle, or is there a shuttle already here? No, he's actually already got a lot of Zealots. A little surprising if there's no Citadel. Oh, there's the Citadel. Okay, and Lake Speed is about to finish. So this makes sense, and I don't think Game is going to have much trouble with this. I don't know if Mad I don't know if Mad actually saw this Nexus or not. Like, he might not have any idea that the Nexus only just started, and there's a lot of units on the field for Game right now. And here we go, moving in. These Zealots are just going to try to run straight by, and they're in pretty good position. The tanks are very clustered. The Zealots are getting into them, trying to surround as much as possible, and the Goons are getting a great spread. I think this is going to get annihilated quite easily, and yeah, Game is practically on top of the tanks now, spacing out the Goons, and is all over the side. A lot of Goons, though, are evaporating, but now Game completely on top of the tanks, and will block this with not too much difficulty. Actually had more losses than I expected, but still, he has absolutely crushed that attack. Matt has almost nothing at home, throwing down his academy. He has not started a 3rd CC, which is a little interesting given that he got that armory. Or at least I don't see a 3rd CC anywhere. So now Game is in a wonderful spot, as he has crushed all of Mad units, has an army of his own, and is streaming in his own units now. 1 tank going down from Mad, trying to surround a 2nd and doing it beautifully. That one also goes down, and now there is basically nothing there. He can clear out a few of these mines with the Zealots and probably continue to run in here as he streams in reinforcements. There we go. Zealots trying to mine drag into the tanks now. All the mines are gone. The Goons are running in. There are a few tanks on the high ground, though. He's going to need those vultures if he wants to get in here and break him right now. I'm not sure if there's quite going to be enough units, but he does continue to lower the tank count. Might even go to the... Oh, no, not going to go up the ramp and try to pick off one more. Vulture going to micro down the Zealot, it looks like. There we go. Nice control there from Mad. But Mad is in a pretty bad spot. Looking at the supplies, we see he's actually only down by about 10, though, as Game's 3rd wasn't that fast, and Mad expanded to the natural much quicker. And Game is continuing to send some Dragoons up here, and Mad is maybe going to go push again. I'd be a little surprised if he moved out, as Game has a decent gateway count, and we can see Mad is just adding a bunch of factories and is just going to go, okay, he might push again then with reinforcements, and he's just going to go 7 fact, it looks like, oh no, he's actually starting a 3rd base, but he is up to 7 factories, or going up to 7 factories now, has 5, which is identical to the gateway count from Game. Oh, and Game is going in here, oh, that's going to be really, really frustrating for Mad, as he's not able to get that CC, so this may turn into some sort of a 2-base all-in at this point. And there's a pause. And said hand numb. Mad saying just finish me already. You can see now Game opening up a sizable 30 spy lane. All of the vultures are trying to get in here. They're actually going to be able to shoot this cannon. Game will have to send a few Zealots, I guess, to defend these vultures. Could micro them down if they wanted, but they're actually getting out. Oh, and now they're going to find these Zealots out in the open, and he might choose to micro them down. Although running back to the protection of their Goons. There we go. And now the Goons are out to deal with that. And we can see Mad is starting to build up his gateway count a little bit more significantly now, and obviously he's going to have a lot of vulture reinforcements coming off all of these factories. And he has gone ahead and restarted the CC, although it is getting very, very, very delayed at this point. You can see the starport is coming, and he might be looking to go again, although that tank count is just so low, and Game's army, reasonably beefy in and of itself, has a lot of Goons to deal with the vultures and some Zealots in there as well. You can see, though, Game supply now starting to skyrocket is at 120. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Got like 10 gateways from Game. Oh, okay, 9 gateways from Game in the archives. You can see pretty good saturation at all 3 of his bases, and Mad saturation isn't bad either, but he is just running low on bases right now. And the Goons running in here trying to get on top of the tanks, and this is a full-scale all-out attack from Game. Tons of Zealots streaming onto the tanks, going to get crushed easily, and by crushed easily, I do mean the Terran player, not the Protoss player. As he's going to lose most of those tanks, although a lot of Goons are going down. There are still a lot of tanks left, as there are a lot of Vulture reinforcements to block, and Game will probably need to back off here as he is out of Zealots to buffer. There's a lot of C6 Mad actually trying to trap them in behind with the mines. Almost gets them, but not quite. A few Goons do escape, and now the question is, will Mad continue to counter push? He does still have 4 tanks, and Game's count isn't that high, but a lot more reinforcements at home streaming up to Mad's base right now. And there we go, the CC has landed, really needs to get the SCV transfer over there to start mining from those 3 bases, and we can see his natural is getting very low. Although Games is as well. Games slightly more mined out than that, and running in here again with the next wave. And where are the vultures? I don't know. The Zealots a little bit stuck on the goons, but now finally making their way into the tank line. There's still a lot of tanks here though, as Game continues to try and break this. Target firing on top of the tanks with the Zealots, and will be forced back again. Mad continues to hold. Might send this goon, not even going to bother to watch it at this moment. And here comes the next wave from Game, just being sent up towards Mad. And this is a lot of vultures now going out to harass, and we can see a probe from Game going out. In fact, 2 probes going out, maybe going to double expand behind this, or possibly sending 2 in case there's a vulture, not really sure. Double expand seems a little more likely to me. There we go, pulling back these zealots, clearing out the minefield. There are still 4 tanks here from Mad, and the vulture count is pretty high. I'm not sure the zealots alone can get that much done, and Game might wait for, no, he's going to continue to engage. There we go, sending the zealots up, and we've got probes at these 2 bases. Now just waiting to see if he drops some next side behind this. You can see his Stargate is done. Is there an Arbiter Tribunal? No, I don't see it so far. And there we go, 1 Nexus goes up and a pylon going up here. I suspect we will see a 2nd Nexus. And that actually got a lot of money, although a very, very low supply. Only a 90 supply, Game at 125 or so. 123. Still off those 9 gateways, and there is the Arbiter Tribunal. Yes, yep. Oh, and here comes a big vulture raid, but unfortunately for Mad, Game's whole army positioned out here, not going to be able to get a lot done unless he slips around this way. There are a few turrets going up at this 3rd base. And an 8th factory going down right now for Mad. So, I mean, he does have a really high factory count, and he is producing for most of them. But he just doesn't seem to have the army size right now to deal with Game, who is a comfortable 20 supply ahead. And, oh, it's going to get SCV scouted, as Game has not dropped this Nexus quite yet. The Absol sitting there. And, yeah, at this point, Game's army is starting to get very, very intimidating. Well over a control group, almost, in fact now it looks like almost 2 control groups of both. That is a very beefy, solid Protoss army right there, and starting to look like it might just be able to entirely roll this army of Mad. And Game is moving out up towards Mad right now. Oh, that is a pretty difficult position to engage Mad in. Oh man, Mad is going to try to grab another CC. Assuming Game is onto this, I do not think he will allow this, and I really don't think Mad can hold it. Oh, the SCVs are being turned around, and that might tip Game off. Why are SCVs Maynarding over there? He knows about this expansion, but obviously doesn't know about this yet. But might now. So Arbiters started. No research started, yes, unless he's already grabbed stasis, but I don't think that's possible yet. There we go, that next is started for Game, so Game is going to have an absolutely fantastic economy here quite soon. He will be mining on 4 bases, at least for a brief while, and can start to add gates to another main as well, just in the off chance that something went horribly wrong. And actually, Mad all of a sudden has a pretty sizable army at about 160 supply to 170. Yeah, Mad really catching up here in supply, surprisingly, as I guess Game's natural just kind of running dry at a similar time. And now the question is, will Game engage here, or is he going to run around, or what is the game plan? And that is like an unintended pun right there. Oh, okay, we've got the transfer of probes. If this were to get spotted by a mine or something, but Game is going to run in here now and engage this big army. Okay, backing off now because it is already sieged up and is probably a little too beefy to engage in that sort of situation, and is just waiting on his tech right now. Arbiters take one Arbiter's out. Okay, 2nd Arbiter on the way, and it looks like Game is actually going to try to go here to where Mad is out of position. He's got to float the CC away, and the question is, will Mad come back and defend, or is he just going to continue pushing? It looks like he is. That is a lot of vultures are going to roll over that, but he's leaving a lot of naked tanks back at home. Game might be able to take those out, especially as he clusters his army. The mines so close to them at the same time. Yeah, this is a pretty big push of Mad now suddenly at Game's base. Some of the units dying. Game should pull them back here at some point, trying to get his army together. He will be able to get a sick flank, and I'm really surprised Matt has left that many tanks back at home. That's going to leave this army pretty vulnerable to getting flanked, and it's going to be from 3 sides. This is a heck of a surround game. Shouldn't have any trouble breaking this. Zealots moving right in on top of the tanks. Lots of Dragoons there on both sides. Nice D-Matrix go off, but I would be surprised if Matt has enough units. And yeah, the tank count is completely reduced now, and it is just the Vultures, and those are going to be dying so fast. Good control there from Game with the 3-pronged attack. Although, if we look, Matt actually has the supply lead at this point. And Game is down to almost exclusively Dragoons, and there are a lot of tanks still left. A lot of bases there. Oh, so clump for Stasis. Nice Stasis getting 4 or 5 tanks there. And the army, again, a little bit separated from that as Game continues to run in here. Might need to back off with this many tanks, but they're not sieged, so I take that back. He can continue to roll in there, but does choose to pull back as a few tanks sieging up in the back. And I think for Game, it is just a matter of holding off this attack as Matt has very little economy. It's like, whoa! All of a sudden, a ton of low-health goons instantly go down. And Matt getting very irritated about the pauses. And we are at, yeah, this is pretty much do or die. He has not floated the CC back out. Really needs to do that as Matt is so close to being mined out. Actually still has a decent bit of money here though. And here comes a large Vulture raid over to this base. There are 3 cannons, but Vulture raid will pick out. And Game running in here again, although there's a lot of mines in front. Yeah, loses some zealots to clear out mines. Doesn't get a whole lot more done. And these tanks in like 2 interesting firing rows. And we have the potential Vulture raid over here. We can see a few more gateways going up for Game, whose supply is getting alarmingly low. And he's going to run here and just try to take out these cannons. And if he actually gets this base, which he is, and Game can't, he's going to try to go defend, but that's risky in and of itself. Might get his front contained if Matt scans that. See, the probes are being transferred away, but now Game mining off just 2 bases. And if Matt gets SCVs transferred, he'll actually be on 2 bases himself. And there we go, clearing out a few of these mines. But he has just such a small army at home. Although Matt actually has the potential for quite a few reinforcements, just has not arrived yet. The push now on sieging, and will take advantage of this opportunity to move forward, and actually needs to start getting some units over here. It won't struggle to save the Nexus, but does take some shield damage. And here comes Mad charging into the base of Game. Good stasis, in fact, huge stasis going down. That's like half his army. Game gonna try to run in here again. There's not all that many Vultures, but these Zealots are having to fight them. And Matt is actually trying to do this no siege style, getting a lot of Zealots on top of his tank. Can he get a good mine drag off? Oh, so close. Bring one into all these tanks, and Game might just fight this back. He is getting a lot of tank kills, but his army dissolving. This might be getting into a tough situation. Supplies very low for both players, but now significantly lower for Game. He has just this tiny amount of units right now. And he is trying to do everything he can to push his army back. Might he be able to do it? There's only 3 tanks right now. Reinforcements from Matt need to stream down. 3 more tanks are coming. Can he clear out these current tanks? And no, unstasising at the worst possible moment for him. Does he have any more? It doesn't look like he does on these Arbiters. What is there's energy? No, not enough at all. 38 and 51, and suddenly the situation looking alarmingly bleak for Game. Arbiters kind of tickling the tanks right now. Not sure if there's any there low enough health to actually get picked off by this tickling. And Mad's sieging up at the 3rd base now. And go ahead and knock down that pylon. Can send in Vultures there to raid the probes if he wants. But he just has good position, and it just doesn't seem like Game has enough units or enough gateways to stop Mad at this point, especially since there's really... okay, probes actually just now getting back over to this base. And these Zealots are trying to clear this up, with so many dying to mines, and there's just absolutely no units. And Mad now comfortably mining from 2 expansions. And Game will clear these tanks out, and for the time being hold on to his 3rd, but an army has worked its way over here to the bottom left base from Game, and there's, I'm going to say, 0 chance for him to save that, as the Nexus is already low on health, and there are tanks there as well, which do significantly more damage. All the probes are going to die. Game left with just 2 mining bases now, equal to Mad, and Mad with a significant unit advantage, and more Zealots being forced to suicide to clear out the mines. And, I mean, Game is sitting on an army of 2 Arbiters, 4 Goons, and a Zealot right now, and Matt has a decent number of units scattered about the map, actually taking out this expansion too, and it looks like Game is all but dead now in a surprising twist of events here, as with just 1 mining base left, and that getting fairly close to mined out and only containing 6 mineral patches. It's going to be in a tough spot. Down to just 67 supply against the 120 of Mad. See, Mad is starting a third or fifth, I guess 5th CC, what? 5th CC or so over here. And now, oh no, Game losing all of his probes at this base. Surprisingly, they left some probes. Oh, Game actually saved the probes with this little force. He's going to try and go shut down a base or two over here. But he will save this Nexus, but he did lose a lot of probes at it, and just so low supply, only 60 supply. Mad now up to 140, and once Mad decides to move out with this army, I just don't think Game will have any sort of an answer to it. He might shut down these bases, but Mad can actually get over here and defend this. Probably won't be able to kill the CC with just 4 goons by the time Mad gets over there. And he is, yeah, now diverting some units over there, a few Goliaths and Vultures to clean this up. Actually, there's a chance he may get the CC, definitely going to bring it into the red, and I think he will kill it as Mad is not getting over there in time to save it, and yeah, this CC is going to go down. And here comes a huge Vulture raid. Oh, and Game's units down here are definitely a little bit out of position, and they're not going to be there fast enough, and these probes will go down almost instantly to this number of Vultures. Yes, every single one. Okay, one hero probe does escape, but actually picking off some of these Zealots now running in here. Not sure what he's trying to accomplish by this, but obviously going to lose all these Vultures. Although might force a few units to die to mines. One Zealot running in there, dragging a few mines, and now the Dragoon's going to clean that up. And Mad actually did not get a second army, so just at 3-0. Game only at 2-0 though. And while Game has both Nexuses alive, the probe count in total mining is a grand sum 0. I mean, Game at this point has absolutely no income. He's just stuck at 70 minerals, and Mad about to triple his supply. And is reestablishing this command center, is now mining here. Zealot being kind of annoying, harassing up here at the top right. Probably will just drill it and kill it. Game is going to be microing it a lot, though. Doesn't have too much else to worry about. A vessel coming over here. Okay, there's we go. Some Vultures going to clean that guy out right now. And here comes the remnants of Game's army. 2 Arbiters in this group as well. Mad just kind of content to serve here. Actually just putting a bunch of Vultures and whatnot on high ground. He's going to have to cancel this command center. But not that big of a deal at this point, as Game has actually lost this Nexus to the Vultures and is mining with 1 probe. That's like his probe count is like 1 or 2. There's like 1 or 2 stragglers, a few being transferred, but that is literally lower than the starting Game econ right now. And the Vultures again going down to and Game can't do anything to stop it. He's trying to shut down Mad mining, but oh wow, talk about some glitched Vultures. Wow, I don't even know how they got over there. I don't think this is walkable. They were just over here. Something glitched them through. And SCV's actually transferring to goons, but apparently they don't give a shit, and they're just going to run right through. Oh, mines going off. No huge mine drags into the SCVs, though. Nice EMP going off on the Dragoons there. There we go. Game leading 1 by 1 now, getting rid of the mines that way. Oh, but a pretty big mine drag, and a lot more are going to be coming. And his goon count slowly dwindling. Is picking off most of the Goliaths, but retreating back into the mines, and Game saying low. And down to just 2 goons. Mad responds with the laughing face, and I think once these are gone, oh, we got some cute stasis is going on, but unfortunately Mad's army is just too big to be stopped at this point in time. Does stasis every probe though. So Mad is also not mining right now, but unfortunately Mad's army is absolutely huge, and Game has 18 supply. And Mad's going to send all his tanks over to clear this out. Game making a smiley face, or a happy face, which is understandable as that does look pretty hilarious. And there's 2 Arbiters, and Game says GG, as Mad takes Game 1. Yeah, that was a pretty cool ending. That was funny. Alright, so Game 2 between these two is going to be on Icarus. which I believe is a 3-player map. Let's see if it's, yeah, it is. Okay. So, spawning over here on the left-hand side as our White Terran, we have Mad from Central Europe. And in the bottom-hand position as our Yellow Protoss, we have, from North America, LRM's Game. Oh, it's 4-player? Oh, yeah, it's nice mentioned there and there. Okay, yeah. You are correct. Game is Cinderella Zerg and Mad is Beast. Oh, the overlay, yeah, sometimes it randomly disappears. I don't really understand why. Alright. See if this can get refreshed. I have to like re-click this. Also, do you know how you're supposed to be able to get like score in there and stuff? Oh, I actually have to kill this for a sec. Otherwise it won't let me do this. There we go. I don't actually know where I'm supposed to put the score on this program. Oh, what? No, it went away again. What the hell? Or one of them went away. But the other one... So buggy! Why? There we go. Like right here? I mean, it's obviously 1-0 in favor of Mad, but like, if I type it here, it gets blocked off. It like, cuts over into the time. And if I put it up here, I don't know how to get it in there. I don't know where in the interface I tell it to do that. There's one thing I can select with numbers, but it doesn't seem to make anything show up. Like, I've got it saying 0-1, but... I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm just not sure off the top of my head. Taking a quick look at the game, though, we've got a... Okay, just normal barracks. And gateway for game. Should see gas here, I would think. Alright, I'll ask Tom next time. Are these the right mineral counters for both players? Let's double check that. Okay, there's definitely a yellow Protoss. Okay, so I guess it is set up correctly. Cyber Core. Again, no harassing Zealot. Probe is being pretty annoying, though, getting dangerously close to a kill. How much damage has the probe sustained, though? Oh, man, I think it might... Oh! It was so close, only 3 hits away, but unfortunately it gets ninja'd by 2 SCVs. Getting a little displeased about losing that probe. How dare you? And Mad saying, stop. Yeah, 2 SCVs definitely cheating. They have more health anyway. Like, 1 should be plenty. Why do you need 2? And here comes a second probe, which will get in, I do think, as the Marine will not be out until... Oh, actually, I don't know. We're going to have a proxy. A proxied something. Proxied Robo. Proxied Templar Tech. Or is it just a scout? Okay, we've got a proxy. And here comes the SCV for Mad. The Dragoon is not going to quite be out on time, so Mad is going to get a quick look at the base. Although we'll probably hightail it fairly quickly after that guy pops. Game canceling that now, and is this... Yeah, it is weapon, so it's the fake range. And just waiting for money right now. Is it going to be Robo or Citadel? Looks like Robo. The Goon out now, going to be able to chase the SCV out. Oh, no, it is Citadel, okay. I thought from the 200 minerals banked it was going to be Robo, but we've got Citadel. And the Goon is out now. The range air weapon should be cancelled. Unless this is going to be Citadel into carriers with weapon upgrade, or Arbiters with weapon upgrade. And then Arbiters will go from, like, very lightly ticklish to, like, slightly less lightly ticklish. And we've got a gateway over here as well, which is interesting, perhaps. No, Robo I think Robo goes down first if you're doing DT drop. But he will need to make the archives, obviously. And we'll give him a second gateway. We'll get one of the DTs over there a little bit faster. And oh no, is this going to be Hacks SCV? Holy hacks! He's actually going to go down here and scout this. Wow. Straight hacker mode. Game's going to be like, what the hell? So he's like, sup. And saying hi. Game responding hi back. And yes, it is indeed a volt drop. Mad reminding him that it does take some time. Unfortunately, you can't instantly drop the Volts, need grades. Now, upgraded Vulture drop would be a strange build indeed. I'll drop 4 Vultures when the Protoss has 140 supply. Oh god, mines are already actually there though. The goon somehow is scurrying away without taking any damage. But unfortunately, with this many Vultures out this fast, you should just be able to lay mines. Yeah, he's actually laying mines at the gateways, which is really unfortunate for a game. He's not going to be able to get anything done whatsoever. Oh, somehow these goons going past the mines, just they don't give a fuck. And he's actually sending units over here to clean this out so he can send that. And here come 2 goons running up here. Are going to start cleaning up these Vultures. They now have nowhere to run, but they can lay more mines. And the DT eats both of them and unfortunately does die. Oh man, mines so imba. And actually this pylon is, well, I was going to say it's in danger of going down, but Dragoon is going to kill the Vulture off. Oh, there's actually a second one there being pretty annoying, and game is saying out of my base, but this goon is not being very listening. Very listening, wow, that's said very eloquently, huh? Alright, so a DT has made it around, but there are 3 mines, which unfortunately is going to eat like all 3 of them. And only clears out 1. And there's just too many mines to get in this way. And here comes the next DT, but there's just so many mines. It needs like the luckiest padding ever. Ah, it's gonna eat 1, but there's just no way. Trying to get in to even be able to deny the CC, but it's just not happening for game right now. He is adding a 3rd gateway as well. And in the meantime, there are Vultures in the main. 2 kills, 3 kills, and how many kills? 0 kills. So we've got 6 kills, 7 kills. Looks like, no, he's fighting the goon now. Going for an 8th kill down here. Can he get 9? We got 10 kills, 11 kills, holy mother of damage, 12 kills, 13 kills, and game can only say GG. And Mad takes that a quick 2-0. Which brings us to set 2, which is Lokdog against Lumix. Starting on Destination. Alright, so in the top corner here, as our Red Terran from North America, we have Sas's Lumix. And in the bottom right-hand corner, in purple, as Purple Protoss from Central Europe, we have Lokdog, also known as Tasakwe, unless I'm totally freaking out right now. And I believe Lumix is Metal Axe. I believe he is B-, and I believe Lokdog is B+, A-ish, so I would say is favored in this. Dope Dog. TVP T Imba, that is how I currently feel in the matchup, just because I can't kill the max armies. Okay, yeah, just not quite confirming he's B+ max. But I think Lumix is B-, unless he's recently gotten a little bit better. So definitely Lokdog favored in this matchup. And Destination is a map that personally drives me crazy, because if you look at the Korean map stats, it's like Protoss favored, but I don't really know what you're supposed to do to be Protoss favored on this map, because like once Terran gets up to these bridges, it just feels like you can't do anything. I guess you can like recall, but once they get to these bridges, you can't go anywhere. They can just kind of have tank lines at all bridges, and it's really easy for them to creep up on their side on these left-hand bases. So I'll be curious to see what kind of play Lokdog brings to the table here for this. We might. Oh, never mind. That's scouting SCB. Okay. Lokdog's gonna bring this kind of play to the table. Typical Destination play, big mains, as well as this corner and for proxies. But this is a pretty good place to proxy 2 gateways because the wall off doesn't do too much against them. And so far, there's no scouting. This SCV is actually trying to take a back path to get in here, but unfortunately, he has not. This is actually going to really, really backfire hard because he hasn't scouted the main, so he's not even going to have time to see, oh, there's no pylon. So this will get ugly in a hurry. And here come the Zealots, and he has still not scouted it. Oh god. Oh god, this is going to be brutal. I mean, I just don't think he has any chance to defend. Is an SCV even going to go down to see it? No, here comes the first Zealot. He's going to be like, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? As that is, I mean, there's not even rain out. It's just going to chill by the barracks instead of attacking the barracks. And here comes the first Marine. We'll see what kind of defense Lumix can mount. Actually, yeah, that's not a bunker. I was going to say, if he started a bunker, he may have a chance. Now there's two Zealots, and he is going to know 100% is what's going on. Yeah, now saying, oh, fuck. I guess thinking maybe the first Zealot could have been harassed Zealot, but that would have been still super fast. And one Marine goes down. He's going to try and drill, but there's going to be a lot of Zealots in here to deal with. He's going to need godly micro and a bunker to have any shot at defending this. He's trying to drill with the SCVs, but there's 3 Zealots and 0 Marines just against SCVs, and I think this game is going to end real quick. And why does this stupid thing keep shutting down every time? Yeah, you can't unfortunately see that, but that is GG for Lumix. It's like when I end the game, the replay cover thing just like goes away. And then it comes back randomly. It doesn't make any sense. I don't really understand what it's doing! Alright, I'm going to pay super close attention to it each time. So a quick victory there for Lopedog, and now we are moving into set 2 on Fighting Spirit. Of course, everybody's most well-known and good, if a little overplayed map. Alright, so we're going to make sure this thing is on this time. There we go. Alright, no IMBA replay progress blocking. And we will rename the players. We have Lopedog, and we have Lumix. Of course, we need the right thing. So in the orange Terran, top right-hand corner is Lopedog, and in the bottom right-hand corner, purple Terran, we have Lumix. Alright, so who is orange Protoss? Lopedog. Of course, now the names don't seem to want to appear in the unit station counter. I don't even understand why this thing... It's a little bit buggy right now for me. It should show who has... whose minerals are who, but does not want to. Yeah, aiming Sergeant TSL2 banned for not being non-Korean enough. So this game, it looks like Desakwe, Lopedog looking to play a little bit more standard gate gas, and okay, never mind. There's wait, that was gas before barracks. Say what? Say what? I don't know what this is. I am going to be very curious. I have never seen this done before. I do not know whatsoever what this build is. I have not seen it. We'll scout through the center for Lopedog, seeing if there's any return cheese. Wonder if this is for a fast 2 factories or something. I don't even know. I don't even know. Core, there we go. Placed there just for more optimal gas mining. So you can see the barracks is about to finish, and there's actually we're able to throw down the factory as soon as the barracks is done. Just the gas count is definitely there. I'm not sure if it actually gets you a faster factory though. Not really sure what to say. Oh, is he skipping range, or is he just waiting for money to get range? There we go. All right, so we've got one factory going down. And so far, no other sign. I think we're just going to see one gate expo. Look Dog saying we can win the whole thing. Oh, okay. Alright, so I still don't have any idea why he went gas before barracks. I'm just going to give up on that, as I don't think I'm going to get an answer. And here comes the third Dragoon, so we should see... Oh wait, did he throw down the tech structure? Yeah, he's going to go gate robo. So possibly one gate reaver. And one goon staying to block the ramp so that no stacking information can be achieved. Although the SCV is going to see no nexus, so he will be able to. Yep, and Lumix immediately asking is it DT or Reaver, and I don't think it is going to be DT. I would think you'd start the Citadel a little faster than that for a drop. So I think we're just going to see Reaver or the strangest one gate ops ever. Is it? Oh, it actually is this one gate ops. All right. Interesting. Oh, okay, he gets it back in time. Oh, he's actually going to try and go for the tank. There's a lot of range there. I think he's going to get it, though. Yes, he does. Nice job there. Oh, stop goons. Always a little scary, and that was actually done. Oh, he did have range. Yeah, he got it. Alright, so that is completely deflected. If that would have been a 2-gate build, he would have been straight dead, but it's not, so it's a kind of a moot point. See, his CC is close to finishing. Gonna finish though before, yeah, this is strange to me. It's just like, I don't know if he did this in response to getting scouted, because otherwise it seems a little strange in the sense that you just, it's like a slower Nexus, and I guess you just get fast scouting from it, but I mean, that's obviously a much faster CC for Terran. Second factory being dropped. Should see transfer of probes at any moment here. There we go. There it is. And 3 more gateways coming up for the Stockway. Oh, and we've got a starport down here. Let's DND it. Making goons from 2 of these gateways. Alright, he does obviously have really good scouting information. He's going to be able to know exactly, and it's going to be dropped, so he will be able to defend and plan against this accordingly. Already spotted pylons there as well. And of course the Obs. Obs needs to come with these Dragoons. Oh, and that's a very fast forge, actually getting 2 base forge here. And starting to move her with a few goons. Is he actually going to throw down cannons? Yeah, he has. He's actually going to put up quite a few cannons already before third base, so just isn't going to take any chance with these drops. Confident enough that even with the lesser unit count and a little bit slower Nexus from this, that it's not going to be a big deal. And here comes the dropship. There is a cannon there, and there are goons as well to defend, so really shouldn't struggle with this. The pylon has spotted, the vultures are running in, but there are cannons done in both bases, and well-positioned goons all over the base. Well, actually, I don't know if there's an observer here, but it's doing a good job so far, not running into any mines. and handling this quite effortlessly. Vulture's running the mineral line, but cannons take that out, and the drop does absolutely not a thing. And I have to ask the chat, why does Michael not show? Does he just commonly not play events, or why? In the meantime, we can see Tasakwa is starting his zealots, and still on 2 factories here from Metal X. Oh, and getting a vessel. It's going to be a very fast vessel. And cannons going down to the 3rd. There are some vultures heading over here, but unfortunately they're already started. Dragoon's a bit out of position, might have to... Oh, no, there's actually one over there, so could probably deal with it as long as he doesn't get mined to death. And we've got actually 3 cannons going up already, so yeah, he's taking absolutely 0 chances whatsoever with this harass. And we've got our probe transfer over, getting up onto 3 bases. +1 is pretty close to being done. What is the status of Terran? There's no Terran upgrades yet. And we can see the 3rd base is pretty close to being done. Actually, pretty similar 3rd base timing for both players, but a comfortable supply advantage here for Lopdog, up about 30 supply, 25 supply or so. And we see the Temple Archives and Stargate going up over here, and a goon nicely positioned on that ramp, but there's 3 cannons to deal with it anyway, and these goons are going to trundle on over and get rid of these vultures. And another dropship is out as well, can continue the dropping game. And actually already at 2 vessels, so he's going to have a very, very high vessel count. Obviously the Arbiters are not going to be too much of an initial problem with all of that. Let's see, 1, 2. So going up to 6 gateways, throwing down the Arbiter Tribunal, and is he just coming out across the bridges? Okay, I guess just moving up on the bridges, giving himself a little more breathing room. As I'd be pretty surprised if he pushed, as that is a reasonable army with quite a few zealots there from the Sockway. Oh, and actually a 4th is going down for Metal X. I'm not sure how he plans on defending that. He is way out of position to defend. He's going to obviously be forced to cancel that. Not any way in hell he's going to get over there in time to save that base. There we go, and CC forced to cancel. And I am curious about this play of Metal X. It looks like he's just trying to do a little bit of fighting spirit camping. We have seen this done, or I have seen this done before in some replays for sure. There's a notable Flash against Stats game where Flash does it brilliantly, but of course we all know how good Flash is at that. This kind of supply depots, it was pretty ridiculous. He just had like 12 tanks on like each side, and vultures kind of roving around the map, and like he'd take those 12 tanks and he'd defend like 200 supply armies from Stats. It was pretty ridiculous. And then you watch another turn do it, and that army just like rolls over their 12 tanks with no losses. But that's Flash for you. And clearing out some mines in the center, going to get stopped here by the turrets and tanks though. But just doing what Protoss is supposed to do, keeping the map as clear from mines as possible. And we can see Luminous army is he's way behind the supply right now, like way behind. A 50 supply lead right now for Lopdog. And actually going to 5 bases. The 4th isn't even started yet for. It's just now started, I should say. And it looks like his factory count is still only at, oh, it's at 7. And the gateway count, 1, 2, 3, 7 gateways actually, so really nice macro there. A lot of it obviously in expansions and whatnot, but still spending everything off of 7 gateways despite being on 3 bases. Up to 8 gateways now, and throwing down some more gates in the other main. And we've got a little mine clearing group of goons over on this side, and also again heading down towards his base, and he is again out of position. Is it going to finish this time? Oh god, no it's not. He needs to move his tanks. He's got enough units to save it now. These goons are probably going to die to do this, but I do think they will force a cancel. He's going to pick off that SCV. He needs to move in there though and get as far away from the tanks as possible. Not going to use all his goons to shoot at, which might be a mistake. And actually, no, these tanks are not going to get there in time. Forced to cancel yet again. A solid play there from Lokdog, just continuing to exploit the fact that Metal X's army wasn't big enough to be sprawling across the map yet and unable to defend the way he'd like. And he's going to try to take the side base as well. He's getting dangerously close to that every base on the map point. And honestly, this just looks really vulnerable. It's spread out and not that thick in any one place. And there's not that many mines down either. But we'll have to see. And he hasn't thrown down like any depots, so it's just open. It's just a naked army with like 1 or 2 turrets. So I'm a little worried as this is a pretty big army with a lot of eco behind it. Already at a bank of over 2k. Adding 10 or so gateways now. Actually, there's 2 arbiters that could be here with this army. They're just kind of chilling in the main, though. And he's actually gathering his army. He's going to go ahead and do, I guess, a big push, and then we'll take the 4th behind this finally. Oh, he's actually taking it up there, so he might throw down the 5th as well. We'll just have to wait and see. And here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, so he has gotten into a good position and actually cut off some of these goons, which is pretty nice. They're going to have to move out across the bridges. And for the moment, Lokdog does not want to react, but I think we see an arbiter moving on the side, and yes, we certainly do. So here comes the big recall. I think Lumix is too far back to go and defend with this main army. Good chance that Lokdog will lose these, at least this one base, might be able to defend his high ground, but now the recall in the main, and there's not many units at all to defend this. This could be a pretty big deal as factories are getting attacked. Oh, there's actually 3 tanks back here, so that might help, and they're in some cute positions where the Zealots really can't get to them efficiently at all. Only 1 Zealot able to attack at a time, and the reinforcing units may clean up this recall, and at the same time, Lumix is taking out this base for sure, although there's still a lot of other bases for Lokdog, although Lumix trying to secure it, but we can see an observer, okay, no units, but an observer is getting there. He has killed 1 factory. He may get a 2nd factory kill, although more tanks. Whoa, they're trying to just be rallied out past, and a ton of vultures are coming back now, and obviously that is enough vultures to clean this up. And it looks like Lokdog attacking into this, but man, that is a lot of mines. Zealots are not really on move command. They're stopping to fight the mines, and he is taking a lot of losses to move back through and get to this army, and now tanks being split up. Going to go to this base. Is he even going to siege to kill us? I don't know. There we go. Yeah, he is. But the army is getting a little bit split up right now. It is bare naked tanks on both sides. Pretty vulnerable to Zealots, which he might be able to... no, that's a lot of tanks. Never mind. I don't think this one train of Zealots can save that. Sometimes it's just like 4 tanks that go over there, but not in this case. But a vulnerable CC, and a nice place for these goons to be right now. And we have action all over the map. If you can stasis a lot of these back tanks, but all the Zealots are dying beforehand. There's no vessel there, but the scan had gone off. I don't think he's going to be able to break up into the main. I think there's... Oh, he's going to try. But this is... Oh, EMP! EMP the Templar! Oh, nice D-Matrix on the front tank. Will he change targets? Doesn't look like it, but he is going to lose both these CCs, so that is a decent loss there for Lumix. Probably not the worst of trades. And he's actually still keeping this base alive, but is getting so low on health. Actually doesn't have vision of the high ground, though, and he isn't scanning to get it. But here come the Vulture reinforcements now. Going to make this army quite a bit scarier. Continuing to get tickled by this one Arbiter. Actually, maybe going to pick off 1 tank here. 1 shot away, and yes, that Nexus does fall. But that is still 1, 2, 3 3¼ mining bases for Lokdog. Versus just 2 for Lumix. But if we look, actually it's not quite maxed yet. and is gonna just regroup with his army. And it looks like he's gonna head over here towards the 9 o'clock base, perhaps. And Lopdog is max, but where is the army? Okay, it's just kind of spread out. There's a decent bit down here, and then some over here. And at the moment, just kind of sitting back in his main. Arbiter choosing to fight a Goliath. Probably not the wisest of fights. Will it turn tail and run? No. It is just going to take it like a man and die fighting. But now all the tanks are sieging up over here at Lopdog's 9 o'clock expansion. There's a Templar. Can it get off a storm? No, it cannot. And all these units are coming in a really bad angle, just instantly dissolving. And this Nexus is going to go down 100%. So that is a lot of tanks that can shoot on it, and we can see that is done. So now he is down to 2 mining bases, and now all Lumix really needs to do is secure that 4th base, and he will be in a really, really strong position. Of course, the army is still pretty beefy, and there's a little bit of a bank behind it, although also a nice bank for Lopdog as well. And results still being produced out of this gateway over here. And there we go, we can see there's army up here in this base and over here defending, but not at all out on the map right now, just hiding in both naturals. And now the question is, where does Lumix head from here? Oh, still units down here being really obnoxious. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't gone here and made completely sure he dealt with all these Dragoons. Is he going to try to bust the ramp? This is not always the best of decisions, especially with these Templar with Storm, and that is a lot of goons. You will lose units for sure if you try to do that. But at the same time, going to be so hard to come down this ramp as well. Tank sieging up now on the high ground, going to take out that one cannon, and the army now moving over, going to pick off a few of the tanks on the top, and we can see that this base going up over here as well as Lopdog continues to try and get more bases. A Storm going down, though, only hitting one tank, but he is keeping the tanks off his front door for the time being. And that is the one weakness of the Terran army below the ramp, but he's going to again come back over and hit up this base. Clears out the cannon, now sieging up, but he will need to scan to continue to do damage. And that is a lot of Terran stuff sitting there now, very vulnerable to Storm, and the tank count is getting a little bit thinner. And here comes a small force from Lopdog. Is it going to come over to this base to try to save it? Yes, that looks like the plan indeed. And this recall over here is doing a little bit of damage, has killed off the CC, but nothing getting into the main. Is cutting off reinforcements, though, a little bit to the army. But, actually going to take down the armory, which is, upgrade has been cancelled or was not upgrading, and that is now gone. But will not be able to push up into the main. And holy mother of Templar, but all of them getting EMP'd, nice EMP there, and now they are all dead weight. Holy mother of Templar, wow. Okay, it is time for Archons at this point, as they all just got EMP'd. If only those storms could have gotten off, that would have been quite nice, but not going to happen. Now going to try to come in from the other side. Actually pretty good storms at this ramp, as Lumix continues to try to go up it. I don't know if this is quite enough army to kill off these tanks, though. Zalt trying to mind drag, dying instantly, though. And Lumix looks like he is maybe going to get a handle on this game. It's actually hard to tell, though, at this point. Lumix supply is getting alarmingly low, and Lopdog's pretty high, and maybe he is not going to get a handle on it, as he just has not been able to secure this 4th base, and mining is dwindling down for him now, and he has taken some damage from his recalls, unable to reinforce this army, which is slowly getting chiseled away right now. And Lopdog, could start, there we go, and actually, right as I say that, send this Prozac to mine. So Lopdog is now up to 4 mining bases, and I think Lumix is pretty cooked at this point. Unless he just has that one base, I don't think he's going to secure this. Just doesn't seem to be enough army. Zalt's going to come in here, or maybe they're not going to come in here. Oh god, if that Archon actually hit the SCV train a few times, so vulnerable, but not going to go for that, actually. Or maybe he's going to go for that. Oh, they're perfectly stacked to kill them instantly, but yeah, just going to send the Archon up here maybe to hide and come down later. No, it is going to come down. And yeah, Lopdog is just straight streaming units down here. Doesn't even care. That was an Archon I was going to say. I saw a unit just like pass over these mines. I was like, wait, what? There's a few tanks here. Maybe going to secure this base for a moment. But this is just like constant unit flood right now from the Sockway. as the tanks are now storm dodging like they're Hydras, and that's actually kind of what it looks like, as the Zealots are microing against them, and in danger of losing them all. There's probably enough Zealots to push down here. There's only 2 tanks sieged up, not going to evaporate them quick enough, and continue to micro back, though. Here come the reinforcement Vultures, but the units streaming in from Lokdog, will they be too much? It seems like it. I have a hard time believing that Lumix is going to stabilize. Units continuing to run across the map. Although, actually, maybe he will stabilize. Although, a few random goons over here trying to pick off a tank. Lumix moving it back now. Templar does not have a storm. And he might need to stop streaming in units. Oh, that is quite a lot of Zealots. And absolutely no mines, and all tanks. And they are hellbent on getting into these tanks. And actually, the first few Zealots are getting there. 1 tank does go down immediately, but cleaned up. And more Zealots continuing. Is it enough? Just pure Zealots trying to muscle their way through. And I think they are finally going to muscle their way through, as they are going to get on top of this tank. He's going to have to unsiege. Nice D-Matrix, though. 1 tank still unsieged, trying to pick off these Zealots. And really, that's what this game is all about right now, is Zealot train versus tank Vulture train. And another big reinforcement arriving from Lumix, very nicely timed. And this should be enough to deal with these Zealots, as now it's getting to be a sizable force chilling here in this natural. Oh, here comes another Zealot train. Actually getting on top of siege tanks again. Unfortunately, everything's sieged, but the Vultures arriving in time. 1 tank does shoot, though, killing off its brethren. And he is not... I'm surprised he hasn't laid mines, given that it's just a pure Zealot train. Oh, and we've got a random Zealot train, or a random Archon Zealot train. This does look like a PvZ now, coming over here, eating a few mines, but chasing these tanks around. And now a bunch of mines are laid. These Zealots might clear them out, though. Or they're just going to walk right past the mines, because they don't give a shit. And oh no, the tanks are going to get kind of trapped, though, which is going to be nice for the Archons. Oh, and huge mine drags, and he is going to get the tank! Nope. It is going to slip in there. Will the reinforcements stop? Can Lumix stabilize at this base? I'm still, I think with this many Vultures, if he keeps them in position, but Lumix out of stuff and says, GG. Yeah, I was going to say, it didn't really look like you were doing too much micro. It looks like you were just grabbing stuff and sending it on down. And hey, the SBWI takes it 2-0 over Lumix. So that is 2-0 in favor of Central Europe. So set 3 is going to be between... Alright, it's... You did say it was Skyline, right? Or is it a different way? Am I blanking out? Correct me on the pronunciation again. And game 1 will be on Electric Circuit. Come back, overlay. Why do you always go away? There we go. Alright, so in the top left-hand side, as our red Zerg we have from North America, we have Modesty, and in the top right, as our purple Terran from Central Europe, we have Skyline. Alright, so purple Terran. And our red Zerg is none other than NA's Modesty. Alright, so there we go. So, of course, Skyline is an A- Terran, and Modesty has been inactive until recently. I want to say he's like B-ish, but correct me if I'm totally off on that. But Skyline, definitely the favored player in this fight. Oh, you got A+? Then I lied. Oh, okay. No, never mind. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it was only True Touch that I saw get A+. And I don't recall Modesty ever being B+, but I don't know for sure off the top of my head. And of course, this is a map that in Pro League was incredibly Terran favored, winning a huge percentage of the matchups, maybe 70% or higher. I forget exactly though, I'd have to go to TLPD, but I seem to remember it being very Terran favored, based off the Korean statistics. Of course, has the backdoor main, which is being instantly taken by Modesty, and a little 3-hatch before pool we got going on here. Although not quite crazy, as there's no gas back here, so it is just going to be 2 gas, but does give him access to an extra set of minerals, a little bit faster mining. What level is Wands these days? Is he still hanging around B-, or is he continuing to improve rapidly? And the hatcheries are, well, one hatchery is finished and the other is getting close to finish. And here comes the scouting drone. Wands, like, what, does Wands only do like one build and like really efficient at it, or why is he Cole 2.0, or in just in sense of crazy improvement? Engineering bay. CC is about to finish. Wait, okay, yeah. So it just looks like +1 stuff. Probably +1 5 racks. Yes, this is indeed your game, Modesty. Oh, whoa, we got a little action going on here. One drone getting picked off. The sunken trying to be thrown down. There's no place to put a bunker, though. So that is going to be deflected without any trouble. I mean, he tried it against 3-hatch before pool, but just too late, too slow, too much creep. No wonder so familiar. So here in just a sec we should see a whole lot of barracks being thrown down. We can see the Evo chamber, very fast upgrade is going to be coming from Modesty here, actually starting the Evo chamber well before his lair is actually done. And back here we've got the Academy, and now an SCV going out, second barracks coming, a bunker going up. And will we see the rest of the barracks, or will this actually just be a really fast +1 without a lot of barracks? I'm not entirely sure. Nothing started at the Evo chamber yet. Lair is done, a few lings popping, a Hydra Den is actually made, so we're going to have 3-hatched lurker. And there we go, here come the 5... yes, Rexes. Okay, there we go. And 8 lings now out on the field for Modesty, actually make that like 12 lings, picking off the SCV, no trouble there. Going down to second creep colony, no sign of upgrades actually at the Evo chamber. Could that have been just for potential spores? I mean, I assume he's going to get upgrades with it, but it's been sitting idle now for quite a long time. Under the Rain playing 1v1. I want to know what kind of boss computer you have, or what kind of boss setup you have. I wouldn't mind going outside and playing StarCraft. That'd be kind of cool. And still no upgrade. Mine's saying no eco, but he went 3-hatch before pool, so seems interesting. Alright, yeah, still no. Actually, that's a lot of minerals that he's got. You're 800. And oh, some lings trying to run by. That is a lot of Marines and Medics. They need to get out of dodge right now, and they do so. Actually, taking no losses, so good reactions there. Where's the upgrade? Pretty high minerals. I don't know if he's saving for the lurkers. I mean, like you save for Muta, but usually you don't save for lurker. Maybe just saving the gas for lurker? Not entirely positive. Okay, saying he forgot later, that kind of makes sense. Link's running in, no hope for a run by though, and now this Marine medic force is pushing out over here, or is coming out over here. There are 3 seconds at the front door though, and Lurker's soon to be done, so there shouldn't really be enough to bust this. Will he try though? I'm just so used to seeing Hi-Ya games where it's just like, oh, this is supposed to die, but really that's not what happens. You're asking for his RSL ID? That's like cheating, man. Just hotkey analyze him. Just grab one of his replays and then like play and just hotkey analyze and see who's who. That's kind of what I want to try and do with the league is like get replays and like try to figure out who people are from their hotkeys. Although obviously it's a little more contingent on finding out their main race or getting to play against their main race. Oh, and some lanes getting picked off. And a bunch of lurkers burrowed at the front there obviously creates a very narrow trail. Pretty hard to attack into that. It's going to have to wait now for tanks. Oh, and a drone being escorted. The Marines, are they on top of it? No, they're trying to go in, but they need to back off right now. Yes, nice quick reactions. Actually takes no losses. Nice. He does run in there. Has Modesty started his upgrade yet? No, still does not have it. There we go. Marines picking off a few. Zerglings going too far ahead. Skyline showing good control so far. The Lurkers trying to run in here. Oh, those medics are going to get instantly. Oh, no. Marines are the primary target, so the medics do escape. You can see a first tank is on the way. No sign of siege yet. The starport about to finish. One armor is on the way, and Modesty still with no upgrades at all, and none started either, but Hive getting pretty close to being done, and trying to take the 4th over here, and here comes Modesty. That is a big looking army though from Skyline, and again the Lurkers continue to get good position. Now Skyline is going to run in. Will this be the big engagement where he goes for the spread? He needs to throw down the scan. It's a little slow. Oh no, he actually has it down, but he loses a ton in the process. Actually, I can't tell if that scan was slow or not. This map tile set, I never saw it go off, so I don't know if he lost that because it was slow or because the spread wasn't quite perfect. But there's a lot more macro coming out, so all of a sudden there's another pretty scary army, and this time, man, these lurkers are hard to see. These are actually almost all burrowed on this tile. That is so hard to see. And here come a few more reinforcement lurkers, and right now, Lumix needs to be, or Skyline needs to be a little bit careful here. But there is a tank out, and soon to be vessels, so these lurkers are going to get a little bit less scary. The tank actually sieging up right now, a scan going off on that front lurker, and they're going to have to run out. Nice anticipation there with the Marines moving in actually before the unburrow. Another scan going off, splitting his Marines, losing quite a few as they try to run up and flank, but there's just a lot of lurkers there. And again, being forced back by these lurkers, the micro just not quite getting it done here for Skyline. And Modesty doing surprisingly well, barely behind in supply. Hive Tech getting very close to being done, and Skyline has no answer right now. The first vessel is about to be out, but it is not quite done yet. And there is going to, the Defiler mount is done. And Consume is on the way, so he's not going to have really any opportunity with this push. Going to have to transition out of it pretty soon. And Modesty on 4 bases in a very good spot now, as Skyline's Marine control has just not been as good as needed. In this case, MCA is correct. Lumix and Metal X are the same person. Sorry to out you there, man. Although isn't MCA the person that started the Rush and Bibian thread about them being the same person? Oh, and here we go, engaging again, but the Link's getting a little too far forward. There we go, pulling back. Again, the tank's slow pushing, but Consume is going to be out in plenty of time. Where's the Defiler, though? Defiler! Where is the Defiler? Ah, there we go. Okay, they are hatching. A vessel is going, I don't really know where. Just tracking the lanes, maybe? And if we look back in the base, we can see the mech transition here is beginning for Skyline. And whoa, these lurkers are actually going to try to charge us. I'm a little surprised by this decision making, a little slow to pull back the tanks, just letting them buffer some damage. And finally he's moving them back, but loses 2, and the Zergling is on top of the 3rd. Can he save it? Oh, just barely. And the lurker's trying to get out. Oh, and he's going to spread. No, hesitating and pulls back. Doesn't decide to go for it. Oh, another lurker dying. No, 2 to siege tanks, but the window for this has got to be running short as the fire is now consuming a bunch of stuff. And the army from Modesty is now mobilizing. See, he does have the Spire now to get Scourge as well. Oh, and here we go, a bunch of lurkers burning. Where's the swarm? There we go, and the tanks need to pull back, the army needs to pull back, and it does. Now can turn it. Oh, another swarm goes up, and that is a lot of tanks. Very tank beefy army in this. This can get a little difficult against swarm, especially if you siege. And he does opt to siege. Defilers need to do a little more consuming if he wants to continue this push, trying to get Skyline back into his natural. Oh, and these Zerglings are going, I don't really know where. Maybe just look for hidden bases. And there we go, another swarm goes forward, lurkers move forward, tanks unsiege. How many kills do we get? He should be able to get at least one of the tanks, and yes, he does. He will not be able to get a second, though. And now a lot of vultures, a lot of mines are out. Not sure if he can really continue this little offensive here. We'll have to abort his plans. Armory status. Armory? There we go. We got one armory getting upgraded. Second armory is being built right now. And a whole bunch of lanes being consumed from Modesty. And will he actually try to continue to run in here? We got the, obviously, scouting barracks now going out. There's no use for them. Once that mech transition is started, Modesty getting the 5th base up and running. Actually, a lot of Scourge out from Modesty now as well. Oh, they might run into this barracks, though. Unless they're on, like, hold position. Okay. Not the most ideally used for that Scourge, but... And, oh, that's just barracks. Alright. Just barracks. And we can see over here, Skyline is mining up his 3rd base and has taken it. The mines. Oh, but still getting on top of a few of the tanks. But we can see behind this now the army almost pure mech. Most of the Marines are gone. What are? Oh, okay. And what are the upgrades? Okay, 1-0 actually already done for the mech, and finally the carapace. Is that his 2nd carapace or his 1st carapace, though? That is his 2nd carapace. Oh, whoa, the vultures have gotten over here. A big raid. There's one lurker bird. Instantly goes down. Now will they run in and take out the drones? One Sunken is finishing. Needs to target fire down the drones with the vultures. As that is so many vultures. He's actually trying to just man up and kill these sunken colonies straight up. He's going to take the one out, and the others are actually just creep colonies, so he can just run in there right now. Is he going to try and take down the hatchery? No, he is... Well, he's moving in a little further. Maybe this is actually simmed off, and the vultures actually can't fit through there. Here come lurker reinforcements. Vultures do pretty decently against lurkers with a good spread, though. But there's too many lings and whatnot. Although most of the drones are indeed taken care of. Oh, vultures running into a few of the cracked things out on the map right now. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7 factories, and actually trying to establish a 4th base. A ling arrives, does see it, but not really going to be able to do any damage. And okay, that's just chilling overlords. And here come some lurkers. There's actually nothing there defending this base. So but timely arrival of vultures, and now the lurkers going to be forced to burrow to avoid dying. Now going to mine this off, so the lurkers aren't as much of a threat. We'll have to send lings or something if he wants to clear those out. Oh, will he engage this? Yes, he will. And like I said, Vulture's pretty efficient against lurkers for what it's worth, and that one is going to go down in a hurry as there's a beautiful spread there, so just cleans those lurkers out with no difficulty whatsoever. You can see Modesty sitting about 50 supply behind right now, and we have our first real mech push. This is a lot of tanks. Where are the vultures to buffer? Everything is kind of coming single file though, but swarm's going off now, and there isn't a lot behind this. There we go, some of the buffering vultures now arriving, but kind of disconnected from the tanks, and does kill a lot of units from Modesty at the front, but losing a decent number of tanks in the process. And here we go with the second wave. There are lurkers in here too, which are quite effective with swarm, as they really don't take much damage other than maybe minimal splash if they're bird right next to each other. And Skyline is going to be forced to retreat back a little bit, although that is another big army that has been macroed up in the meantime. And I mean, Modesty does have a lot of bases, but at this point so does Skyline. And is a good solid 60 supply ahead, moving out with a fairly scary army. I feel like his army is even bigger than that, but maybe I was wrong. And this base relatively undefended. Oh, we're loading up for a drop. Is it an aggressive drop? It looks like it is, because it is headed towards the main, not towards the army, which appears to be going in several directions. No, okay, slaying mines and stuff. And here comes the drop into the main base. There are a lot of turrets, though. At least 1 or 2 overlords will die before landing. Yeah, he gets 2 of them, but others are able to land. Is there a defiler? Oh, maybe it was one of the ones containing a defiler that died, as the vulture drop with the defiler is really good. Stops the mining for a long time when you throw down that swarm. But this base is going to be evacuated and lifted, if you want to say it, but at the same time the push is going to kill off Modesty's 9 o'clock base, and Modesty doesn't really have any units to answer right now, as they are busy being dropped into the main, or into the main, I guess, the back part of the main. And behind this, another base is being taken. Ling is killing the turret, which is probably not as good as killing the SCV, so that CC does finish. Now we got SCV fighting the Ling. Might actually win this fight, because the Ling is busy killing the turret. No, the Ling still wins. Imba crackling! And now units arriving to clean this up. There are still a few lurkers trying to come down here, but they will get cleaned up here with all these vultures and Goliaths. Assuming a scan goes off, they will. Assuming a scan goes off. Oh, whoa! Down here, only 1 kill though on this bad boy. And yeah, has forced the lift on the CC. And oh god, all these units actually died. No scans going off. There we go. A vessel arriving now. They're just being forced to retreat and buying Modesty a little bit of time, but the mech army is still out on the map. Gonna have to come down here and pick off this 1 lurker. Oh, and he's actually trying to knock down these temples, and these Marines are just gonna run right over this. They're actually gonna die incidentally, I think. Yeah, 1 dying incidentally. 2 dying, 2 or 3 dying incidentally. These lurkers absolutely not attacking the Marines though whatsoever. And there are still 2 lurkers here denying mining at this base, which has quite a lot of minerals still left over. And where are the tanks to get rid of this? Clean it up! Oh, what was this, a drop? This is not a drop. Oh, this is actually somehow radiating the 2 overlords that had drop. But they are going to get most of their cargo out. They're just being burrowed. Defiler! Where's the Defiler? Oh, this is not so effective without the Defiler, especially with the mech army 2 seconds away. Of course, these overlords all going to die. At the same time, these lurkers have come down, and we've got another drop going on in the main. This time swarms, and this is a much more effective drop for Modesty. Swarms are everywhere, and they're right over the factories, which is going to give these cracklings some much-needed muscle, but a lot of army chilling in the natural being rediverted to help deal with the situation. There looks like there might be 2 or 3 burrowed lurks under there. Mines being laid to help clean this out. And there is still 1 Invinci lurk underneath there, and whoa, a big stream from Modesty, but there are some mines, well, not as many as expected down here, and all of a sudden Modesty is kind of everywhere, but at the same time Skyline is pushing over at this base, just kind of no-sieging it, as there's not that much defense and a lot of units, and it looks like Skyline has handled this drop in his main, might get this 1 factory. Cracklings do a lot of damage, and it looks like this one's going to die, but at the same time Modesty is going to lose his bottom bases, and he's going to be left with... Actually, he's still mining. He's gotten bases so fast, he's still mining from 3 bases. But the drone saturation is not going to be that high, and it's obviously going to reduce his gas count to just 2. He's trying to retake here, but if we just look at what Skyline has, he's got a lot of aces. Irradiate going there to finally take care of these lurkers, finally take back this back base. And Modesty's supply just so low right now, and Skyline nearly maxed. And I think Modesty is running out of steam. Here comes a small force. There is a swarm, but it's basically too little too late. Trying to run in there. Going to force the mech army back for a sec. Everything actually Suiting up. Oh, and we've got some lurkers being dropped off here in the back, or probably running through the now destroyed temple. Yes, indeed, burrowing. The reaction time pretty slow right now. I think he's going to get all these SCVs, but I'm not sure it's going to matter. We're just kind of waiting for the army to work its way into this base and shut that down. And at the same time, we do have a unit cluster here moving up. Skyline has no clue about the drop at his bottom right. Won't notice probably till he happens to go back there for some reason. As he is busy pushing in multiple places at once. Yeah, that killed a lot. 10 kills. And Skyline has a nice bank he's working with too, 4K, or no, 2K. But still, Modesty has the typical, actually Modesty running up a pretty big tab of both. And here come a bunch of wings and just, oh god, there's no, oh, it's a pretty sick flank though. Well, if it actually, oh, he might be having multitasking problems right now as these lurkers are kind of on major dirt mode and this being cleaned up by a few Goliaths, and I think Skyline might be in a few too many places right now for Modesty to be able to handle, as this base completely dead right now, and he's pretty much shut down. There's nothing less. There's still the Nice Canal is dead too, and this base is about to fall. Looks like Skyline has this 100%, and there's actually lurkers everywhere right now in so many bases. Not getting as many kills over here though. The SCVs run much quicker. And at this point, he has cut off everything. He's cut off the main. There are no other bases. And Skyline in 100% control, and now is moving in with the death ball. There's not even a defiler to stop this, and this has got to be the GG point. No defense possibly left, and Modesty doesn't quite want to call it quits yet, but unfortunately he has absolutely zero response to this. I mean, he just doesn't even have a defiler. He's got like 2 ultras, and the rest of the mech army is coming up to join Skyline for the final blow. The natural is dead. He is left to just his backdoor third. Oh, a vulture is trying to move in to assassinate. One defiler does appear. But the irradiate goes off. He's got to throw down the swarm. Okay, just throw down one swarm, but it's not the swarm he needs. Oh, cute irradiate there on everything underneath the swarm to make it take damage. Cute play right there. The ultra's moving forward, all dying. Nothing is left for Modesty, and he taps out. GG. Skyline takes game 1. Ultras are pretty good for doing that. Got 2K. Just go around there, hit 4SU, 5SU, and you're back in with no bank. Going into game 2 on match point. Oh yeah, passwords, huh? Alright. So Central Europe leads overall 2-0, but in this matchup, Central Europe also leads 1-0. So right now it is a rout for Central Europe. Can Modesty do anything to turn that tide? Oh shit, replay progress bar. Ah! Freaking program that goes away after every single game. Okay, only this time only partly appears. Alright, there we go. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. Oh, no. Oh, that's obnoxious. I actually have to start the replay before I do this. Or I can't actually hit the button. There we go. Alright. Alright. Oh, nope, we're not alright. What the fuck? Please show the correct... There we go. There we go. Finally. Modesty is saying he had 3K. Actually, at one point, I think he had like 4K, 2K. Stayed a little too slow to get those ultras out or whatever he's planning to do with that money. I mean, Zergs do sometimes stay for ultras, but... Yeah, I'm honestly saying yeah. But forgot, oh, that's unfortunate. No, you don't see the replay progress. Unless my exploit is totally lying to me, you do not see the replay progress whatsoever. Like, I think you can see the very top of the outline of the bar, but it's not any of the actual orange that can be seen. Alright, so match point, obviously 2-player map. Oh yeah, the names... This program is a little bit buggy for me today. I don't know how people use it so effectively. I'm not going to get these names to appear. I do not think. Yeah, let's try this. And, or rather, alright, now if we do that, and then we say Bluezer is that, and then if I say he's at 1 o'clock, and he is at 8 o'clock, but nothing shows up, what the fuck? Yeah, sorry, I'm not really sure what you have to do to get that to appear, but it is absolutely refusing to do anything, so that's going to be it on that. I don't know how to beat this program. It's winning the race right now. Alright, so, do we have... Well, it kind of looks like 9 full speed, but there's also an expansion. Is this the, is this 999? I don't know what this is, sorry. No, 999 doesn't make any sense because the supply's too high. It's pretty quick gas, though, is what it is. 12 full? Yeah, I guess it could be that. That makes sense. I guess it just threw me off that the gas was done, but the gas builds quite a bit faster. Alright, so we got 3 Zerglings on the way, and it is 12 full with speed. The expansion is started for Skyline, who's actually already made 3 Marines, so he should be pretty safe from this. Unless he makes some mistake of overextension. Oh, the SCV, oh, so close to getting a nice round on it. But that sucker is still going to be alive and continuing to move around in the base. Oh, wow, taking a lot of hits. Will he suspect the speed? He might, because the layer has not started morphing and the gas has been... Oh, the layer is morphing, never mind. Whoops. Does pick off that SCV, though. So he will not see... obviously will not stay around, or wouldn't be able to anyway, to see what tech as the speed is going to kick in. So he will probably start a bunker, I would think. Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's Academy. I'm not sure what to think at this point. It's only 6 Lings, though. And there will be like 5 Marines by the time he arrives. He is actually continuing to make quite a few Lings, though. Yeah, he's going to need a bunker. This is going to turn into a bit of a Ling all-in. And, okay, he is adding one, but... yeah, there's too many Marines to kill with this number of Lings, but he's definitely going to need that bunker. It's a good thing he decides to put this down. And there we go, the Marines are being garrisoned. And Modesty just waiting for a few more Lings to arrive. And the Spire is down as well. I guess Ling all-in is the wrong word, but enough Lings for a decent run-by. Also, you can do this and go by and possibly snipe, say, building turrets or other useful things for defending the ensuing 2-hatch Muta. And here we go, Ling's charging in. Oh, it's pretty well blocked off, though. I think this is going to do absolutely nothing. Can he sneak around the back? That's what he's trying to do right now. Decent SCV blocking, but the medic arrives. What a key timing, and oh my god. That was deflected pretty well. Only 3 get in, and the Marines should be able to arrive. Now, how many SCVs can he keep alive? So far, there's only 1 kill. Can he get a second? No, I don't think he's going to be able to, as Marines are now coming back down to deal with this. Just 2 Lings. They can run around, get a little bit of scouting information, but I don't think it'll be too long before they are cornered and stopped, as they just have nowhere to run. There are kind of Marines all over the place. And, oh, he's trying to get a second SCV, but it's in range of the bunker. There's only like 1 Marine in it, though. 1 or 2, maybe? Yeah, just 1. Still a long time to die. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, that's a drone. Sometimes they... okay, yeah. Alright, so the Spire is done. We have 6 Muta? Yes, yes indeed we do. And it's worth noting, SK Skyline got the Engineering Bay and the Academy at pretty similar timings. No upgrades started in the Academy, oh god. That is going to make this pretty obnoxious. Okay, so he's getting range. Does he already have Stim? Yeah, he already... okay, yeah, he's had this for long enough that he already has Stim. Alright, so here we go with the Muta. So as typical with 2-hatch Muta, he gets a little bit of a timing window here where the Marines have no range. The Muta can be very effective. And Match Point, a very nice map for this, given the position of the natural. You can do quite effective harass with the Muta here. Oh, he's going to be able to pick off the building turrets. Oh, but it finishes at the last second. Okay, so that's quite heavily turreted right now. 4 full turrets there. But the Marines right now, they do not have range. Let's go click on this and get an idea of how much longer we have till that. Going to have about another maybe 20-30 seconds before that kicks in. Where are the... Okay, here we go. Here comes some of the supporting cast Muta. Needs a few more before he can really start to take on these turrets. Picks off one SCV, but wow, that is a lot of turret shots, it looks like. Of course, no Mutas being lost yet, and here come some of the reinforcements right now. Getting close to that number. When you get to 11, you can basically two-shot a turret. It burns down a second and a half or so later. And here we go. Oh, a little bit of a miscontrol there from Modesty, and of course this 2-hatch Muta, you really do want to do damage and get quite behind if you aren't able to do some. And he now has the range, so it's kind of normal Muta Mecca. Oh, open medic doesn't quite get it though. And just trying to be scary to all of these Marines. And there we go, here comes another Muta. But that is a lot of turrets. 5 full turrets of National, taking this very seriously right now. And Modesty is just having trouble getting anything done. Alright, there we go. One Marine gets picked off. And if he gives Terran too long, he'll get up enough Marines and medics that this won't be all that scary. And that is a lot more Muta at home. He's not reinforcing with them directly, though. And here we go. Okay, you're going to do a run-by. Go ahead behind the minerals right now. And 1 SCV goes down. 2 SCVs go down. Oh, he's trying to fly out this way. I don't know if that's the best route to take. He gets a few Marines, though, that are pretty exposed. Mineral Line's going to be a good place to fight because Marines tend to spread out a little bit more. You can pick them off a little more individually. And there's actually a turret. Oh, those tier turrets, I guess are meant to block the racks, and he does fly out. I think he lost only 1 Muta doing that. Oh, if he only got Skyline hotkeys. Just trying to see how many are in the flock, but going to get reinforced now to the full complement of Muta. Back home here, he's going to go for Hive. And a base being taken down here with gas. So might continue Muta or might... I don't know. I mean, it could be crazy, but usually I think that's like 4 base. Like harass with Muta, 4 base, and then go to Ultras. And he is going to try to take down some of these turrets, open himself up a nice hole to work back here. And he's picked off 2 of them. Now the Marines are trying to come out from both sides to surround him, or maybe even going to be a full committed push. But the Mutas are continuing to harass at home. Saying, I'm going to try to call you bluff, and that's actually not that beefy of a Marine push. That is pretty vulnerable to being kept up. Maybe he has scanned this, though, and knows about that base. And now the Muta need to go in full-time defensive mode here. And it's definitely possible for the Muta to clean this up. A few good shots, and then he can just kind of camp over it. And I think Skyline needs more force if he really wants to commit to this. I don't know if this is enough. There we go. Muta get off a shot on the medic. There we go. The Marines bunching up. Oh, nice there from Modesty, getting off a shot, gets off another shot, although loses a Muta in the process. And he is fighting this pretty aggressively, but he does have a lot of Muta, can't afford to spare a few, and is individually targeting down Marines, not using whole position. There we go, and does clean up this force at the cost of, it was like 1 or 2 Mutas, I think. Of course, if we look at the supplies, Modesty a little bit ahead in supply right now with this build. And where is Skyline's army? He is going for the vessel right now, but it is very small in terms of Marines. There are only 5 or 6 there, and no medics. He does have a vessel on the way, though. And he, what do you call it? Irradiate. And Modesty is going to... Oh, if he could micro this down, that would be huge. But he is not going to commit to this. But oh my god, if he was actually able to do that and stop Irradiate, that would completely eliminate that threat. And he may continue with this. There are a lot of medics, but he needs to get down there and defend or repair. He's already got 1 SCV repairing. As that is not the kind of building you want to lose. And Modesty seems to realize that and does see it researching, knowing that if he could kill that, it would be huge. But it is going to finish. He will lose that opportunity now. Probably won't be quite so intent on killing it at this point. He's still going for it, but at this point we'll just slow vessel production. And what is the Hive going to be? It is going to be the Greater Spire, so he is going to go Guardian from here. Of course, with 2 starports, the Wraiths will be out fairly fast, and there will be a decent number of Irradiates as well. And oh, are we up to 2 groups of Muta? I think we might be. Oh, 1 Guardian already being morphed. Oh, the vessel! It's all by itself, and it goes down! Miscontrol there from Skyline. Skyline saying he actually made 2 eBays, so he had to go SK, aka Marine Medic with 2 starport vessels. Oh, and 1 Guardian is going to be done. That's going to be super annoying. It's like the Tickle Guardian, but it's enough that it'll do damage over time. You can just park it there. We'll have to go and throw down an Irradiate, and can use it to slowly damage turrets. He's actually making quite a few more behind this, and they're actually supported by Muta, which is a bit scary. It makes the whole get a Wraith and auto-kill the Guardian thing not quite as good. Oh, he's trying to get another vessel, doesn't quite get it on this try. And now the Guardian's just going to siege up, going to give him quite a bit more room to work here on the edges with the Guardian support. And oh no, okay, never mind, no, he goes for the vessel and he does get it. So he is keeping that vessel count at a grand sum total of 1. 1 Irradiate about to go down, it looks like, as the vessel, oh no. Where's the vessel headed? It's got to be careful of the Muta! 1 shot, 2 shot, he doesn't have a full group though, but he is going to suicide the Muta to go for the, oh, but he doesn't get it. Can he get it? Can he get it? Oh, that vessel does go down yet again, so the Guardians is raining down death and destruction upon this base. And Modesty still continuing to hold that tenuous small supply lead, but I don't think that Wraith is going to be the answer to the Guardians with the... Actually, there's only 2 units here to support. So for the time being, that Wraith is the answer to these Guardians. Until more... Oh, there we go. Now the flock much bigger. And both of these in danger of going down. There actually are a lot of Marines there, though, so it's going to be a matter of keeping the army together. And how is his Marine Wraith control? And losing those 3 vessels right now is definitely coming back to hurt him, as there's nothing he can really do to stop these Guardians that are just positioned over his base. He's got Marine and Medic, but there's such a nice position he can camp here. Oh, nice Irradiate. Modesty's got to split his Mutas, and it is a pretty slow split, taking tremendous damage here. Still can't split them. Oh, those are going to be so softened up from that attack, and a lot of them going down. Maybe, just maybe, he will clean this up. There's not enough here to defend. That Irradiate being so clutch, and Modesty's split was just too slow. It does get cleaned up, and he is going to be forced back in a relatively surprising turn of events. Modesty are still behind in supply, Skyline is, but he does have the race out now to deal with that. Although Modesty is close to being on 4 bases, although the drone count is not particularly high by any means. And I think the forces of Skyline are getting too formidable right now for the Muta harass to be continued. And Skyline has tons of SCVs here, and yeah, he's got a really beefy SCV count at both bases. And it's 2-1 upgrades here. On the Muta we have 1-0. Alright, the race get picked off pretty quickly. The question is, oh, well, he is going to morph 1 more Guardian. But 2 more Wraiths are out, and we'll see this. Oh, the cloak goes down again. Going to have to cancel this Guardian morph. Yep, instantly does. There might actually be 2 Muta that were stacked there morphing. One's going to get shot down. Yep. And I see a force of Skyline moving out. Very well upgraded force 2. Honestly, trying to take yet another base. This is probably intended to be hidden base, because that's a random location. I mean, Modesty is in danger of getting on 4 gas, which does give him a lot of options, but he does not have that much drone. Oh, vessel turning around at the worst possible moment. Could have scouted that base. Oh man, Guardian's being morphed at home for defense. Guardian's pretty good in that role. And so Muta's actually going back in here to harass. I don't know how many that is though. Oh, Irradiate. Modesty's got to see it. He's not seeing it though. Please don't lose all the Muta to 1 Irradiate. Okay, there we go. Splits it out. And morphs a lot more Guardians. So this is just going to be straight up Guardians everywhere. Guardian madness. But Skyline feeling comfortable enough to move out, and that is quite a sizable force. But at the same time, with the defensive Guardians in place, this base needs more Sunkens than that though. A few Mutas there are going to fly right over the Marines. Oh, okay, does react. Burning a few of those, and holy mother of Guardians. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or so Guardians down there, and 5 or 6 defending at home. That is what you can do when you've got this much gas. And here we go. The siege beginning at home is going to be a little bit distracting to say the least. He is not going to be able to engage this directly at all. Oh, there's actually 2 Wraiths here though. They're picking off a few of these Guardians and went to Seeds the Natural. At the same time, Modesty is moving in here, but there's a lot of Guardian support. He's going to get right under them, though, and I think that can actually clean it up. Marines are pretty good against them if they can actually fight them. The drones are being pulled desperately to survive, but it's not enough, and this base will fall. So now it's just a matter of cleaning up the Guardians back at home, and he is doing that just fine. I think Skyline is about to take complete control of this game. Yeah, opening up the 40 supply lead now, tearing through Modesty's Natural, and there is no answer at this point. Yeah, he can clean up these 2 Wraiths, but there's only 1 Guardian left, and all that investment going into that is going to be for naught, as he's going to lose his main, he's going to lose all his tech. Well, actually, in theory, if he just like made... No, he's not even trying to, though. So I don't think this is going to get cleaned up. I think he's going to lose his main to these few Marines, which are pausing to take out the larva. Oh, and a Muta's shooting some vessels, but it's just 1 Muta. And we see the S-Bot is back, actually now able to attack this Guardian here, and I think at this point Modesty is out of any possible answer. Almost at half supply. And this is just like Guardian Central. We got Guardians over the 3rd base now. Oh, but he sees it. He spots it! Oh, no, he almost spots it. He almost spots it. Oh, that Marine's actually just patrolling. Never mind. And now Modesty is going, Skyline is going to find this base. Does he actually see that creep? I don't think he does, because of the high ground. Yeah, he's going to see it in just a sec, though. We can see a few Guardians arriving here, everything dying. Actually, dematrixing the Marines, just letting them manually take down the Guardian, and it does go down. And Modesty, GG. Skyline 2-0 over Modesty, 3-0 for Central Europe. Central Europe has yet to drop a set so far. Perfect run so far. So now we will go into Pass versus Wands, which will be starting on Jade. So let's make sure this silly thing gets up. There we go. So, as the Teal Protoss from North America, we have Wands, and in the bottom right-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner, as our Brown Zerg, we have Pass. Who capitalizes the first S of his name? Yes. And I'm not sure on Pass's skill level. I know Modesty, or Wands, is around B-. Recently did take down Baku, though. So a pretty impressive kill right there from him, and a player that has been improving incredibly rapidly as of late. And let's see, Wands is over here at about 4 o'clock, and over at 7 o'clock or so is Pass. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what rank is Pass. Does anybody know how strong of a player he is? Got the pylon here, Forge. I guess the gateway is going to go here. It's going to leave one heck of an opening. Okay, Pass B-, so should be a decently even matchup. Do I have a fish tank or something leaking? No, what makes you say that? What sound do you hear that sounds like a fish tank? I mean, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I don't hear it. Maybe someone was flushing his toilet using the sink? I don't really know. If you're hearing it continuously, like... I don't hear anything right now except for the fan from my computer, so not really sure what to say. Alright, so we've got the Nexus coming down here from Wands in response to what appears to be a 12 hatch. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I don't hear anything either. And there is the gateway man. That is. Is he just going to finish it off with the cyber core, or is this going to be the gaping maw of please lean run by me wall? Alright, so we see a third hatchery going down. Maybe you have a fish tank? Oh yeah, I forgot we had that. Oh, you just bought a 50-gallon fish tank, roommate? Okay. Alright, so the next is finishing 4 wands. Where's the transfer? There it is. Transferring the usual 4 probes on over. See, the first cannon is warping in, and there are 4 lings out, so he will be able to get away just fine with just 1 cannon. The lair started right now, 4 pass. And will he throw down the core here, or is this just going to be the... If pass doesn't ling run by, I'm going to be slightly surprised. This wall is like... How could you possibly defend a ling run by? I don't even know. I don't know if he's going to put his core here or what, but I don't think he is because it's already in the main. So the Stargate going up. And the Stargate actually starting before the lair is even done, so a nice quick Stargate here from Wands. Surprisingly though, he is not opting to build lings. I just don't know how you can see this and not ling run by this. See they're infected? And so here comes a little 2-zealot poke. Just getting his Zerglings out the front door and losing 2 so far. Reducing that ling count down to just 2. And we can see a creep colony being dropped here. And we do see the Spire on the way. There should be a Corsair any moment now. Is that really his first Corsair? Yeah, I thought it would have been even faster, but is not. And we can see the Citadel and another pylon. And Sunken's already going up 1 at both bases, possibly because he has been reduced in lings, just those 2. Volume boom is censored. Probe is trying to get in. Oh, okay. It came close, but unfortunately 2 hits does it, and it's pretty impossible to walk past the Sunken without taking 2 hits. Probe speed is not enough to do that. Maybe Vulture speed. Oh, here comes first Corsair, going to pick off this Overlord here. And the spot not quite done yet. We see the second Corsair out from Wands. Is getting +1 air weapon, so we should continue to see reasonable Corsair production. And of course we've got the Citadel, which is getting leg speed, and there is +1 researching, so we're going to see something along the lines of Neobisu here. And oh, he's going to try to go for the second Overlord, but he's scourged. Is he going to be paying attention? This is an important moment. He needs to be watching. He's not watching, and 1 Corsair goes down. Oh, there are Muta being made, so this is going to be a Muta follow-up, and he doesn't want to lose 2 Corsairs! Okay, a little sloppy there, to say the least, from Wands, but at the same time, that's probably because this zone attack here is actually crushing the Sunken Colony, and the Muta are out. These drones need to run, but they are going to die. 3 going down almost immediately, and is Wands making cannons in the main? Yes, only 1, though. Depending on just how many Muta are made and just how long these zealots delay, situation might get a little scary. Wands should have suspected this seeing only 1 Sunken Colony and no hatcheries, though. And his Corsair production is just not quite what it needs to be. Oh, there's actually 3 there. Okay, he'll be okay. He's got 3. He'll have like 4 by the time the Muta get there, and the Muta now chasing away the Zealots, eliminating them off. And how many will he make? It looks like he's made 5 or 6 right now. No more currently on the way. Does have his second gas, has transferred the drones back here, and is adding hatcheries numbers 4 and 5. And unfortunately, turn all his drones over here into buildings. And is that tight? That looks open. That looks like you just run in there. And in fact, at IMBA timing, here come 3 Zealots, and the Muta are not where they need to be. Ah, they're not morphing. Ah, random Zealot attack. The drone's always paying attention, though. One goes down, needs to run the others away. The Zealots can actually probably chase and kill them. And actually, they're going to go for the morphing Sunken, splitting them up in an odd manner, though. Trying to take this down, but here come the Muta back to defend. Will he actually be able to kill these? It's going to be close, I don't know. Yes, he's actually going to take out both of these, and now can go for a few drones and going to have to run yet again. And this is getting pretty obnoxious here for Pass, who is finally going to clean this up and back in Juan's base. What do we have? Still a very, very low gateway count. Actually, just now getting a DT out. No sign of Storm yet. Second gateway only just now going down. And the Corsairs from Juan's is remaining very content over the main base. In fact, had he sent those Corsairs there, I'm pretty sure he could have cleaned up those Muta no problem. And that attack would have suddenly become quite a bit scarier, starting to actually threaten the hatchery. And there just aren't that many Muta right now from Pass, although a decent number of skirts, looks like 3 pairs of them. Oh, Corsairs, you get together. Oh, one's out in the front, it turns around and it will survive. It does take a hit from the skirts, I think. Yeah, it takes a hit, but lives to tell the tale. And 2 tempo are now being made from Juan's, who is going to start throwing down a few more gateways. And over here, this dude is doing a lot of damage, and by a lot of damage, I mean 10 kills. I don't really know how there wasn't an Overlord there. That's pretty bad. But yeah, there's no Overlord, and this hatchery is potentially going to go down, as this is not an Overlord. And this is going to be what we call dead. Wow. Wow. 11 kill. Oh, there comes this Overlord finally arriving, but too little too late. Pass taking a lot of damage here in the early game here at his third. Finally able to clean up that DT, but when you get 10 drone kills, or 10 kills of anything, and a hatchery, that is what we call a successful DT. And here comes another little Zealot poke from Juan's, although the Mute is still out and plenty of Hydra on the field. I don't see this being very deadly, although it is going to the now non-existent third. And let's face it, the situation for Pass is getting straight up ugly. You're trying to harass here. Where did all the Corsair? Oh, they're over here. Okay. They are not stacked with the probe, though, surprisingly. And he's trying to chase them down and pick them off. Pass needs to split them up. Actually splits through the Corsairs, which is kind of funny to see. Oh, but they turn back, and he gets rid of most of them. And actually, Pass just says, alright, I'm dead. GG. So, Juan's with a quick victory. And going into game 2. Wait, you're saying Terran doesn't get DT'd like that? What about DT drop? I mean, maybe it doesn't ninja you, but I still feel like DT drop would have to be kind of frustrating. So in the top right-hand corner, as I open up the overlay thing, as our Purple Zerg, we have Central Europe's Pass, and in the bottom left-hand corner, as our Teal Protoss, we have North America's Wands. Teal Protoss and Purple Zerg. There we go. Turrets own DT drops, yeah, but like a lot of times you only have like one there, and then the DTs get dropped, and before you can move stuff back, your turret's already dead, and you're just like, oh, alright. Well, you do hear the sound of the swipe sometimes, depending on how close you are to it, but yeah. It's definitely very possible to lose a bunch of drones without noticing it because of the instant kill. I guess that's the one perk of Terran, though, is the SCVs do take 2 shots to die. So even if you like had a third base without turrets or whatever, it would still, you'd hear the swipe. So Juan's throwing up a forge. Yeah, because they take 2 hits to kill, so you will hear that under attack thing. That part is very true. Oh, okay, so we have the 12 hatch. So of course the Nexus first responds. I still actually want to play a tiny little bit of SC2, but I just don't have the PC for it right now. So, like, Brood Wars still and always will be my main game, but I would like to be able to follow SC2 a little bit just to be kind of clued in on what's happening, but it's hard to do without actually being able to play the game. So we've got the spawning pool here pretty close to being finished up. Probe is being really cute here, although it's not close to a kill anywhere. And over here, so this wall is definitely a little bit better than the wall in Jade. I'm really surprised he would do that kind of a wall, and that pass wouldn't just ling all in that, but either way, I think you can go like this with 3 Zealots, which is decently reasonable. Not quite like the Imba FS walls of top left and bottom right, but not the end of the world. And we've got the, we're actually making 3 lings this time. See, the gas is going up. South American Terror is pretty good. I want to say A-, but off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, he can definitely take down B+ and A- guys, no problem. In fact, in like a week or 2 ago, he beat Baku no problem with some nice mech play. Alright, so here come the lings out to the front base. The second cannon will be done by the time they are there. Nice timing there from Wands. And still continuing to scout around with the probe. Has done the usual thing of leaving one Zergling behind to chase the probe, so it just doesn't get to effortlessly sit there. Nothing wrong with questions, my friend. Nothing wrong with questions. And here comes the Stargate again. If we take a look at the timing, Stargate is a little bit slower this time. The Spire will start about the same time the first Corsair starts. Let's see, one's grabbing that second gas. And we can see, where's the Spire? Spire, the lair's done. Is this, no, that's not gonna be this. Where's the Spire? Late Spyro? What is he focusing on, or is this not, make it down, is he just gonna get it later? What is, okay, we've got a Hydroden, but that is late Hydroden for Lurker. Okay, I'm officially at a loss. That I would imagine to be true. I have been watching a little bit of Pro League, and there are definitely some things that they just like don't know about the players. It's like, what? That's not really what happened, but okay. No sign of a Spire. It's just gonna be Hydra. Like, why get the lair that fast though? If you're not gonna make a Spire, why get the lair that fast? Overload speed? I mean, I guess. I mean, that's good to have if you want to be aggressive. And we can see he is so far not opting for any Sunkens. Oh, Corsair there being a little bit annoying. Hydra on the way. Can he get a Overlord kill before the Hydra are out? Yes, he can get one if he flies around. Actually, he's not even going to need to do that. And he's going to try. No, I was going to say that'd be a little, asking for a little too much. See, a third cannon is going down for Wands. The Temple Archives is on the way. Leg speed started immediately to help deal with this. And Hydra speed very close to being done. And, oh, Juan's down here is actually going to pick off another Overlord. And there we go, that guy is completely gone. So, what does that leave him with supply? Pretty blocked, actually, not going to be able to be producing Hydra as much as you want, being forced to make several extra Overlords, and needing to get them into those positions over the Hydra so they won't just get picked off instantly to the Corsairs, or by the Corsairs. 2v2 is generally not that used that much, although this league you're watching right here, Nation Wars, does have 2v2 in the format, but some of the clan leagues will still have 2v2, but it's used as just one set. Like, you'll never see something decided by heavy amounts of 2v2, and there's very rarely ever a 2v2 individual tournament. And now here comes the stream of Hydras. Range pretty close, about halfway done. I don't know if Bell is active anymore, but definitely was one of the best 2v2 players. Certainly for non-Korean scene. I don't know how he compared to some of the good Korean 2v2 players. But I'm trying to think if he's active or not. Possibly under a different name. And this is going to be a lot of Hydras. There are Templar. What is the status of Storm? Oh, he's going to have it. Alright. So he's going to be very careful with this bus. A lot of cannons being added. This is a pretty scary looking attack here from Pass with these Hydras out so fast. And Wands is making a good response though, adding lots of cannons. Now we're going to go ahead and tear down the wall first. The upgrade did finish though. And now these Hydra are just going to go ahead and bang away on this wall. Might get this last Templar out. It's going to be a little iffy though. Oh, it's going to be so close. Might have to cancel it. And we can see right now it is just Hydra production, and whoa! Only 2 kills though. But the drones have been evacuated, and this DT is doing damage, so kind of like Game 2, only this time hasn't taken as much previous damage before. And still seeing only 2 kills, but man, an Overlord desperately needs to pop, and a few Hydras need to be made, or we're going to be in trouble here. Yeah, Yon is another pretty good one. And yeah, Scan does play a lot of 2v2, pretty good at that. Oh, is he going to sack this base? This is turning into an all-in. Alright, here we go. There's going to be so many Storm, though. All he needs to do is throw down the Storms. There goes one big one. Being forced to run in close to the cannon. Storm is blanketing everything. Passes attack, I think, is going to be driven back without even a hitch. Although there are still a lot of Hydra back there. How many Storms are left on these Templar? The answer is 0. So now it's just going to be a matter of Zealots fighting Hydra. How many more Templar are being produced? More Zealots are rushing down here, but I think... Actually, his gate count is getting high, but it's not that high. One Templar here should get down to the field. That is a Storm that could be there to be used right now. That is not present. Oh, actually picking off this pylon will not actually unpower any... Oh, will unpower one of the cannons. I take that back. Actually moves in to attack the unpowered cannon. We can see the DT is actually finished off his hatchery. I am pretty damn shocked that he let that happen. Why would he not defend your hatchery? I mean, he had an Overlord pop. He could have just sent 2 or 3 Hydras down there, cleaned the DT up no problem, but that's not happening. And he had to know about the DT. I mean, it killed his hatchery. And he ran drones away since he only took 2 kills. That is still a lot of Hydra, and these Templar... Oh man, none of them... Okay, one of them has a Storm. He's actually got 2 or 3 Storms now. Decent one there, keeping the Hydra at bay while he builds up that army. And maybe thinking he has now enough to move out and challenge this large number of Hydras. Here we go, Zealot's running out, leaving a decent number behind, and especially a lot of Templar behind, maybe worried about snipes right now. And there we go, a Storm, oh, actually not that great of a Storm to be honest, did a lot of damage to his own Zealots, and the Hydra got out of it quickly, but I think he's just got enough units pouring out right now to overwhelm it. And he's just crushing through all the Hydras, as with those 2 hatches dead, it's now just 3 hatch Hydra reinforcements, which just doesn't deal with a full rolling 2-base Protoss. And I think Pass is just going to get straight rolled over. And yeah, it's GG. So Wands with a quick 2-over pass. The first player to win for North America, putting them on the board at 3-1. And in response to that question, I really doubt it. They would just be too dominant. I mean, could the foreign community run Korean leagues? Maybe, I doubt it will happen, but to allow them into the foreign leagues would basically be too much of a crushing blow for the foreigners. I mean, the skill gap is much worse than it is in SC2, so that would just get rough in a hurry. So going into Game 1, Ace and Dragon on Icarus. with Central Europe ahead 3-1. So on the left side, as our teal Zerg, we have Central Europe's Ace. And on the right-hand side, as our purple Protoss, we have North America's Dragon. Alright, so let's hide that replay progress bar again. Boom. Change some names around. NA Dragon CE Ace. So we can see emulate pylon going down at the natural. And of course Ace is not going to scout the correct way. As it is just common with the Overlord to scout towards the direction of the other natural first. Although he will see this probe and be able to turn his way around. We should see, oh, is he not going to, yeah, I was going to say. Figured he'd see that. And it is going to be standard Forge FE. And both these players pretty strong. I believe A-, both of them. Trying to remember if Dragon is B+ or A-. Pretty sure he hit A-. I know Ace has. So both reasonably strong players. Having played Ace in the Fire Tour, I can say he has very, very nice Hydra control. Like really, really good splitting against storms. And Dragon known for being quite active on the forums and helping people with oh, okay, so Ace was an A- guy beforehand. Okay, so that is like arguably super legit A-. Is this Ace the same one that was in TOT, or is that a different Ace? I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, there were two? Okay, I did not know that. Oh, whoa, okay. This is Hungarian Ace, I'm pretty sure, right? If I'm not altogether mistaken. We got one cannon here, as there are only 2 lings out. Yeah, just 2 lings right now. It's the second pylon. Should see gas here pretty soon. Yep, there we go. Or... there we go. There we go. And a few drones being transferred. There we go. Perfect timing, actually. That's finishing right as they arrive. And of course, the third base going up. Ling's getting off a couple hits. What is the status of this probe here? Okay, it's undamaged. So Dragon just kind of effortlessly dancing the probe there, keeping it around, keeping it alive. And so far we see no upgrade here, and just the core. He is not take. Oh, the natural isn't even warped in yet. But that is a nice, timely cyber core. And I believe Dragon, it doesn't apply to this matchup, but up until recently I believe Dragon ZVP'd, but if I recall correctly, he has actually changed to play PvP now. And no second gas yet. Gonna take that probably right now after the Stargate. Yep. You can see the lair is fairly close to being done. And we should see his spire going down. Okay. So already at 31 supply, so we should see the next two hatches come down fairly quickly here. And a nice little wall there from Dragon. Pretty easy map to wall on though, and it looks like it's pretty easily blocked with 3 zealots, so these lings not going to be all that threatening. And it does not look like it will be a ling all-in, but enough for a potential run-by, especially given that there's just one cannon here. And I think this will be Ser DT, or whatever, because there's no sign of upgrade. Oh, actually it's starting as +1 now, but here we go with the lings, but it is well blocked up with zealots. I don't think they can get through. No sign of leg speed and no sign of a second gateway, so should see the archives. Okay, he is starting leg speed now. We can see the additional hatcheries going down for Ace, who is getting his Evo chamber, a creep colony. Presumably at some point we'll see Hydra Den. There we go, Corsair getting in a little scouting, but the Spire is already up. And that Corsair unable to get any kills. Got the +1 weapons going. So I guess this is going to be a little bit of a speed zealot poke, although off just one gateway. See an additional pylons being added. Probably see some gateways coming up here very soon after he moves out, as well as the archives. Look at that. Usually you move out right when this is about half done, as it finishes right as you get towards the Zerg base, but I think he wants to make sure he's got his +1 before he actually moves out with this. Although given the SimCity and the fact that 5 hatches are already up, Hydra's being made, this won't do any damage, but it'll at least get the lings off his doorstep. Although there's also a possibility he'll back off with the lings and try to backstab if Dragon moves out too far. As with just one cannon and a bunch of speedlings, that is quite easy to do. See, there is the archives. Oh, and he's moving out right now, and yeah, the lings are going to go ahead and back off. Obviously cannot take down zealots in quite these numbers. +1 almost finishing. Leg speed is now done. See, he is morphing actually 3 sunken colonies, so yeah, this is going to be held off easily. Actually setting a 4th, probably going to become a spore colony. And here comes Dragon running in, but that is too much to take on, just not worth the risk whatsoever. And more gateways coming up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 gateways. And here comes some more zealots. There's actually not a lot of Hydra here. Oh, I just thought they were going to be able to run through. That would have been kind of scary, but with 3 sunken, it's going to be pretty easy to take care of. And the lings continue to run around the map, being ready to help as needed, but really not going to be able to get anything done with this. And whoa, that is a lot of Scourge coming in. They can actually probably take down these 2 Corsairs if he goes for them. There's only 1 cannon, although they could just fly around in circles, but if you can get them before they start accelerating, it is definitely possible to assassinate them with the Scourge. See, it's going to be 6 gateways from Dragon. And Templar on the way right now. Storm only just started though. Yeah, we've got a spore colony there. Actually just 3 sunkens here, so very, very defended right now from Ace. And Hydra range speed is done, and range is pretty close to being done. And Dragon now with, I think it looks like 5 Corsairs. Surprisingly, he doesn't appear to be stacking them with a probe, which is a little unusual, as it's a lot harder to Scourge them this way. Alright, he's finding an Overlord here. Oh, they're still slow, so gonna have a chance here to get some good kills off. Oh, the Scourge go right by the Corsairs. Could have gotten several there had he been straight paying attention, but unfortunately for him was not. You can see Lurkers started immediately after his range finishes, possibly going to try to contain a decent zealot-sized poke. Decent-sized zealot poke coming out right now. Looks like around 12 zealots. Okay, it's 11, but the Scourge managed to get 1, but obviously not all that cost efficient. Although once you get less than 5 or 6, they get picked off pretty easily by Scourge. You can't insta-vaporize them. It looks like there's still 6 Corsairs in that bunch, although not a lot has been done with them yet so far. Oh. There we go. Now they appear to be stacked with a probe. I'm not sure where the trap probe is, but they're behaving like they're stacked. Maybe they're not. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Oh, there we go. This Overlord gonna go down easy peasy. But now there is a sizable Hydra Force from Ace. And Lurker is about to be finished. Dragon's still off, mostly Zealots. The change to Dragoons happening right now as we speak, though. And these Zealots need to run away, because that is too many Hydras to fight straight up like that. But it looks like Dragon is going to move out onto the field. We should see here pretty soon Lurker's being morphed for Ace, especially if he's able to push Dragon all the way back. Kind of a narrow spot here for Dragon to fight, but at the same time that will cluster up the Hydras. Pretty good Storm going down, and whoa, no dodge whatsoever! That Storm being ridiculously effective against Ace's Hydras, forcing him right back. I mean, there was just not an attempt made to dodge whatsoever, and Dragon continued to pour on the aggression. Still has quite a few Storms from these Templar. Should have at least one or two more, but now he's moving on to much more open ground, and Ace is trying to spread out these Hydra as much as possible. And just morph those Lurkers and probably push Dragon a little back. His Robo, though, he actually already has an Ob, so he's going to be very well prepared to deal with this Contain. The Templar throwing down a Storm, that one not all that effective. That one pretty good, hitting a Lurker or two. And actually, he got rid of all the Lurkers, so not all that scary of a force right now from Ace. Especially lacking the Liquor support, but lots of Hydras chilling back in the base. See Dragon with a small supply lead, but only about 10 supplies, so pretty comfortable position still here from Ace. And Ace is going to go ahead and start getting up that 4th base behind this. Has droned a little bit at it. And this is going to be some pretty solid aggression from Dragon, who is not making any effort to take a 3rd base yet, although still off 6 gateways. And that Lurker is going to get cleared out, no problem. Corsairs flying over a lot of Hydra, a little bit sloppy there from Dragon, losing 2. And now it's just a matter of, got to be a little careful. Hydras can defend the bridge pretty easily, but so can the Goons from the opposite end. And Dragon is getting quite late at this point with his 4th. Trying to get this Overlord, but it's not going to happen. Corsairs getting picked off, now down to just 3. There's 2 he can go after, but speed is done pretty fan. And that guy is also dead, both low on health. Corsairs are slowly getting some kills, though. Accumulated, I don't know, 8 or so kills between them. Oh, but that is the end of their run, as they decided to suicide into some Hydralisk, and that is a very beefy, goon-heavy army here from Ace, and that is a lot of Lurkers. He is burrowing a little far away, some Lings coming in right now, and this army is... no, never mind. I thought it was in danger of getting massively flanked, but it is not. And for a Protoss that's only 125 supply, that is a very, very beefy-looking army of goons. Like, scary as hell. And not all that many from Ace right now. Lurker's going down pretty easily, and there are the rest of them burrowing right there. And no real flank out on the map. Oh, but he gets one of the Observers. Decent Storm going on the Hydras, but quick to run away. There's another one there. Hydras get out of range of that pretty quickly. And there we go, finally behind this, going to secure his 3rd base. And this is just so many Dragoons there. Actually, the Lurker's not sitting behind the SimCity. Running in a little more than they have to. Hydras shooting away. But now all the Lurkers are gone. Oh, no, they're not all gone. And the Observer has gotten scourged, so Dragon forced to back off. Always frustrating. New maps. The foreign Brood War scene. There actually is a Brood War end tournament with some custom maps. I don't know if those will really get adopted for the scene though. But there are new maps continuing to be made in the Korean scene from the guy that has traditionally made Brood War maps for Kespa, who goes by Rose of Dream. Now, whether or not those Brood War map-making net community maps will end up being consistent maps for the foreigner scene, I don't know about. But there's definitely a tournament with some new, unique custom maps. It's called Brood War MN. You can check that out over in the Brood War tourney section. And now, this is kind of the scary spot where you can get flanked, especially if he goes in there a little bit more. Ace can orchestrate quite a large flank, but this might be heading straight for the main. And here we go, Dragon moves in again. Ace getting everything nice and spread out, trying to minimize the damage against Storms. That one doing almost nothing, fizzling out. And yeah, here comes the big flank. Lots of Lings, lots of Lurkers, and oh, there's a good Storm though on it. Taking out a lot of those incoming Lings, but I don't know if there's enough units. I think there is, though. It's just Goons now and tons of Lings. And this is what you don't want to have happen as a Protoss, where your whole army gets obliterated like this, And now Dragon is what we call on the back foot big time. He has an equal supply to Ace, but Ace is rolling off a sick economy. Has the 4 bases, decently droned at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 7 or so hatcheries against Ace, who only has 8 gateways. And 1 hatchery is better than 1 gateway, that's for sure. Hydra's trying to run up here. Oh, he takes his... I don't think he can, no. Oh, okay, maybe with the lurkers he could. But this Templar is going to have 2 storms by that time. And Dragon really needs to get units over here, because if he loses that third, that is definitely the game, as this is so close to being mined out, as is the main. And he's just going to have a monster uphill battle from here, though, as you just cannot lose your army like that in PvZ. And you can see Ace now opening up a 20 supply lead, very, very comfortable advantage from Zerg. And Dragon just doesn't really have the units he wants to fight this either. And Ace moving in here, Dragon needs to probably back off, but he's actually continuing to chase this force, although there are just a lot of lurkers here, actually blocking off access to the base as well. And the Templar getting out on the open hope, but he does get away. Storm goes down, picking off 2 lurkers. Good storm there. Dragon maybe trying to sneak a base over here, but the Zergling should see that. Well, it'll see it on the main map when he takes a second to look at it. If you look at Hive Tech, completely done. Dragon not really with the ideal Hive army right now. No Archons and a decent number of goons, and just not much of an army in general. I mean, he is starting to run a little bit dry on money. Where are the rest of the units? We've got a shuttle for harass now. And yeah, this base now getting really droned. Ace taking this moment just to consolidate his control over the game, and then we'll probably pump out a bunch more units. And here we go! The assault on third base, lots of cannons, trying to bait a storm. Doesn't do it though. And we see Amulet is done, so Dragon does now have 3 storms on each of his Templar if they're at full energy. And he's going to try and run here, but he's running into a lurker field with the Templar leading. This is a good way to lose a few of these guys, but they do get out of here. A few storms going down, not doing a whole lot though. Nice dodging from Ace. Those storms really kind of fizzling out. Oh, and actually is able to assassinate 1 Templar. Can he get a second? Not sure if he can. Upgrade status is 3-1. Nice upgrades from Dragon, running off double forge presumably, and 3-1 as well. So yeah, they're actually equal upgrades, so that position is very good from Dragon. Yeah, we do see the 2 forges. He's getting speed for his shuttle. And now we've got the big attack on this base, and unfortunately it is looking like it is going to fall under the threat of Darkstorm. A Zealot dropping low down here. DT doing some damage over here. Yeah, it is going unnoticed. Okay, now Ace notices it, and the DT stopped at 4 kills, but at the same time this base is going to go down, and there's no answer for it. There's a lurker field between him and the base. There won't be enough time to even scramble over there and save it. It's going to go down. I don't think Dragon is going to have any way to win the game after this. The Zealot's being cleaned up. The DT still doing a little damage, but now the Lings can see it, and it will go down as well. And the shuttle might not even make it out if Dragon doesn't pay attention to it. There we go. He does get it to go, but he has to be careful not to fly. Oh, he hasn't gone far enough with it. The shuttle, 2 Hydra aren't enough, though. It'll kind of bump its way out. And here we go. Dragon is charging up here, just trying to man over this. Huge storms going on lurkers, but he needs the second one if he wants to get rid of them all. Does he have it before they finish? It doesn't even matter. Dragon says GG. Ace takes that game, no problem. To game 2 on Fighting Spirit. So in the top right hand position as our Teal Zerg, we have Central Europe's Ace, and in the bottom left hand position as our blue Protoss, we have North America's Dragon. Let's go, Dragon! And we can see the Overlord here heading down towards the natural. Not going to be bridge scouting though, which is one option. You can go scout the bridge and then see if there's a probe coming for 12 hatch or not. And let's see. Got this Overlord heading down. I'm just kind of waiting to see what builds the players have planned out for us. Dragon suffering a pretty solid defeat in the first game by Ace. Did some good pressure early on, but then moved out with the second army and just got majorly flanked. Did not have an out and ended up losing that whole army to a bunch of Lings and was on the back foot. And then with Ace's Hive Tech finishing up, had no response. Just too small of an army and no answer to Dark Swarm at his third with only 1 Templar there to defend.
There goes the probe for the 12 nets.
We do see there is the pylon started. Trend here, we've seen nothing but 12 hatches today, so... Oh no, I take it back. We've seen a 12 pool or so. And this is going to be overpool. New forge going down. Of course, the gateway goes right here, and you've got a nice wall. You can be blocked with one zealot or one goon, but goons can still pass through it, so it's pretty nifty. Pretty imbo wall. This is actually interesting. It's actually possible on this map. You can actually go initially cross map scout, and if it's overpool like this, you can just go ahead and nexus first. But Dragon is not opting to do that, and he's actually scouting through the center. What? That was strange. Maybe hoping to see an overlord? I don't know. Or not? No, I don't know why you go through it. That's weird. Interesting. But he's going to go ahead now here and scout up and find Ace's base. We'll realize it is overpool. It actually is going to put up a cannon first as well. Ninja hatch in the center? That would be strange and unusual. I don't think I've ever seen a game that started doing that. It'd be pretty funny if they did, though. I mean, the probe wouldn't see it. And he does opt to go ahead and finish that cannon. Doesn't cancel it. And pretty typical play from Ace so far. As he just has his gas in his 3 hatcheries. And Dragon just scouting around with the probe. Looks like only a pair of lings was made. I don't know where the other one is. Oh, okay. There was 2 pairs of lings made. Scouting around looking for probes, doing any sneaky shenanigans back here. As nothing can ruin your day like 3 gateways randomly made back here and then a speed zeal flank on both sides totally negates the SimCity and usually works with deadly effect. So we see the Nexus is up, probe transfer on the way for Dragon. He has taken his gas. We should see the Cybercore going down if it isn't already yet, and it is. And the lair only a little bit started here for Ace. There's the Ling speed. And the Stargate. So he should be taking his gas here at the natural pretty soon. Might be seeing the exact same build as last game. See what he does with that next bit of gas. Is taking the natural gas now. And this probe continues to scout around, has confirmed the existence of the 3rd base. We can see +1 weapons does start in the forge. Oh, yeah, let's see if I can turn that on. It's so inconsistent! I don't even know why. Oh, wait, yeah, that's why it's not working. Gotta change which ones are actually on. Control X. No, that is technically correct. Alright, so again, Ace making this set of 12 lings. This might be full on ling. No, it would not make sense with the Spire and everything. But just making enough to potentially threaten a run by if Dragon is out of position. And there we go, getting the results back in position now. And the hatch is going down for Ace. Was that a slight supply lock? Or what? Because that Corsair should have been quite a bit faster, unless there's already one on the map I don't see. Okay, there's one on the map. And he's over here killing this Overlord. Yeah, third base for Zerg is standard, so I mean that's just what you do. Forge Protoss is Forge a thing, so there's no reason you can't go grab that third base right away. And here comes a second gateway, so this is going to be a little bit more of a serious +1 attack. Actually, that gateway is not really going to contribute any zealots to this attack, so yeah, I can go 2 to 4 bases. Sometimes you'll see the 8 gate against that, which Zergs can lose to, especially if they drone at that 4th base. But yeah, and that's pretty common play actually to see as a quick 4th behind that, and then just go either turtle the hive or go like 4 base mass layer off, I don't know, 8-9 hatcheries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and here we go. So there are 7 zealots, and this actually there's a lot of lings out, and a 3rd sunken being morphed. So Ace is not at all uncomfortable. Yeah, Protoss just camped on 2 bases. Zerg would get ahead, but there is like a 2-base 8 gate that Protoss can do that's actually pretty scary for Zerg. Kind of a semi-all-in for Protoss. But it's a pretty scary attack. We saw it reasonably often in Pro League games. And here we go, a bunch of zealots running in, but again, there's 3 sunkens, and the drone's immediately being pulled into blocking position. The lings, oh, nice job picking off the lings there and just not committing. It's one of the easiest ways to, one of the best ways to play this +1 zealot opening is you never commit with the zealots unless Zerg is super greedy and like skimped on sunkens. But you just kind of pull in, make the Zerg think you're attacking, and then control the zone between the 2 hatcheries, and just delay his time connecting up his armies and getting everything out. Yeah, the wall does look off, but you know only 2 zealots I guess can attack here, and it might be tight to running by, especially with eggs building. Yeah, that's pretty excessive. I'm surprised he built that many. But Ace, that just seems to be kind of his style. He builds quite a few sunkens. In fact, he did the same thing against me when I played him in Defiler, building like 3 or 4 sunkens at both bases. What?
He's got triple on the stairs. Embarrassing.
Alright, so we've got the Hydras on the way, the +1 as well. Oh, he's running in here. Yeah, not worth it to run in and actually try to do anything though. And now we can see the full-size Corsair fleet. Got the +1 done. He's getting his Dragoon range started. Storm mostly done. We should see some Templar being developed in these gateways. Yep, there come the Templar. And it is 6 gateways again from Dragon, who is also getting his robotics facility. Go ahead and pick off that Overlord. Oh, and a few more kind of vulnerable, but there's actually enough Hydra that this really isn't that serious of a threat. There's the trap probe. Okay, so he does have the probe trapped with his Corsairs this time, and that just obviously makes him somewhat more effective as they're in a nice clump. A few Scourge are out, but really not a threat, as he has that critical mass of Saras where the Scourge just get vaporized before they can even land any hits. And Dragon is actually going to move to go ahead and take his 3rd base right away. This is about 940, so pretty quick 3rd. And in response, immediately moving out with a whole bunch of Hydras, and yeah, Dragon is not going to be able to take this right now. That's just too many Hydras. If he had a DT, and he might be able to, because the Overlords I think are, yeah, they're still slow Overlords, but no DT, so really has no way of holding on to this 3rd base for the moment. Just going to have to wait for a little bit bigger army. Yeah, that's why I had the Overlords here underneath the Hydra. Although this is usually a good time to harass with the Corsairs as Zerg moves out and a lot of Hydras are not at home. Yeah, like all these can be killed. Oh, this is, no, there's a Spore. I was going to say, there was like a DT, but there's Spores there. Oh, no, he might get cut off. Okay, then never mind. There's not Hydra over here to block, though. But his path, and actually, no, he's moving out. Alright, and he's already incorporated a few Dragoons into this army. Is his Dragoon range done? We can hear the sound of 1 Templar dying to Hydra snipes, losing only 3 Hydras for a pretty good deal. And that leaves Dragon with just 2 Templar, and now with this force out, he's going to be free to go over here and grab his 3rd base. And there we go, the base going up. And a few lanes going to run right into the Protoss ball. And it doesn't look like the Hydra count is really big enough for Ace to engage this right now, although he probably has more back at his bases. And I do not see, oh okay, I do see Lurker Eggs morphing, so that is done, but Dragon already has an Observer with his army. He gets those Observers out nice and quickly. And behind this, Dragon, or Ace starting up his 4th base. See, his +1 is kicked in, Dragon has his +1, and is pretty close to +2. This game, no sign of that second forge yet. And Zerg running headlong into the first army. One of those Templars out in front. Ace does see it, going for the assassination. And the Storm does nothing. It tickles like a Hydra and a half, but not worth it at all, especially for losing that Templar. And this army is reduced to having just 1 Templar in it now. It's just so easy. Templars so slow, they tend to be lagging at awkward places in the army. There is a probe transfer. We can see +2 about to finish up for Dragon, and 2 Carapace still a little ways away from Ace, who might be building a Queen's Nest there. Yes, indeed. Dragon with a comfortable 50 supply advantage. Although that is somewhat common in this matchup to open up a big supply lead for a little while. You see more gateways going up for Dragon. 1, 2 is going to make it 8 gateways. And quite a few Dragoons here in with this army. He will not be able to charge into this, but we'll be able to put a little pressure on it. And there's not quite as many units. The flank will not be as scary this time from Ace. Oh, he's actually trying to run in here with leading the Zealots. A little surprising that he's continuing to charge in here with this many Zealots. Just wants to go in for the break. I mean, it is a very beefy army right now from Dragon, and he might just be able to muscle his way through. Overlord is being pulled in, going in at for the Observers at all costs, knowing if he gets all the Observers, he can stop this army. But he appears to be out of Scourge at the moment, and the Dragoons continuing to bust. And whoa, that is a Holy Lurker field down there. It is going to try to work its way up. I guess the Zealots being sent to delay it a little bit, get a few hits and soften it up. The Goons being pre-spread. Very nice control so far from Dragon, who is dealing with this expertly, and has reduced this now to just a Sunken Colony defense. No Lurkers remain except for these few Lurkers out here on the field. Only 1 Obelisk with the army though. There are some Corsairs now to buffer. And does he have some good storms? If he has storms, he can take care of these Hydra pretty easily. But the Templar are getting picked off. A pretty decent storm going down though, taking out a large cluster of Hydra. And here come the reinforcements right now, and they are Zealots, which is usually what you need. Zerg will often respond by making a lot of Lings to this, and it's usually by the time you're busting in here, it is only Dragoons, as we see right now. And these Zealots are going to be enough to clean this up, and Dragon sending a few Goons back to pick off these Hydra in the center. And he's actually already killed a hatchery here. And Ace is pretty crippled from this, to be honest. Dragon almost double supply now. Very effective attack, despite not really killing a lot. He didn't lose a ton, and he did get rid of a lot of Lurkers. So when you kill that many of Zerg's big gas units, not bad for you. And there's no Lurkers in this base at the moment. And Dragon is coming and knocking at this door. These 2 Templars are, and he senses it. That Star Sense tingling as he moves back to defend his Templar, and is picking off the Lings that are running in on move command, actually. Or maybe just a rally. And these Lurkers will probably finish right as as Dragon runs in, but Dragon in a good enough spot is starting to take that 4th base. And yeah, starting to take that 4th base. And now pulling back off the doorstep. Oh, almost a good storm, but at the last second the Zerglings turn and go in unexpected direction. And so that big Protoss army just knocking on the doorstep, being kind of efficient storms just going on the Lings, hasn't really succeeded in killing off any of this ball whatsoever. And should move these Goons back now and let the Speed Seal fight in the front, as they are there, but they're in the back and he's losing a few Goons. There we go, a little storm going down. And it doesn't look like he quite wants to walk across. Alright, now it looks like he wants to walk across. Has to be careful with the Obs, and he actually is keeping him out of the fight right now as he takes down that Spore Colony. And that is a lot of Zealot reinforcements. Once those Lurkers are dead and the Sunken's a little bit knocked down, this is going to be very scary, and these Zealots are in a great place to fight the reinforcing Lings, and it looks like Ace might be running out of units. Dragon might be busting through right now. MCA is banned? Who banned him? Yeah, I'll figure out how to do that after this game. But right now it looks like Dragon is going to succeed in busting through, stopping to range the hatcheries, give the Zealots a little surface area to attack the Sunkens right now. Lots of Templar there, although all of a sudden the Dragoon count is getting just a little bit lower as these Cracklings are being very, very nifty. And are there enough reinforcements coming up from Dragon? We see 2 more Templar, a few Lings being sent over here. The cannon's morphing in just in time, though. He will secure that 4th base and is being forced to pull out. A storm going down, trying to save his Templar, but not getting the Lings. And that is going to be 4 Templar for free, so Decent little gift there. But still, if we look at the supplies, we see it is still double supply for Dragon right now. His Hive Tech is done, the Ultralisk Cavern is coming, and he is banking a ton of money. Has to be for Ultralisk, hoping that the surprise Ultralisk switch will do some serious damage to Dragon, as his composition really isn't particularly suited to fight against Ultras. Oh, this is a big counterattack at this base, and there's no Templar! Dragon is going to probably lose it, as he is way out of position right now, just now. Suspecting, oh, I don't think he actually, okay, he's heading that way, and here come the Lings, and they are cracklings, and there's not that many cannons. Yes, this base is definitely going to fall. Just going to click the Nexus after this, and I don't think Dragon's army can get back in position in time, or he's maybe even not going to click the Nexus. So, nice, I want to say nice denial of the 4th base by Dragon. Is there going to be time for a storm, or no, it is not. The Nexus is gone. So, at least Ace does get that. And here, just waiting on that Ultralisk Cavern to finish up getting the armor, and I think we're going to see... Oh, well, he's really supply blocked right now. Actually, he's going to have to make some Overlords if he wants to get out a bunch of Ultra. MCA has been really helpful at times, but then other times he's, like, really trolling. Like, I've been give him credit. He helped me figure out a lot of stuff with my stream with XSplit and getting this TL overlay to work. But other times he can be a little bit on the troll side. Oh my god, so many observers dying in that storm. There we go, finally redirecting them out of the way. And Dragon's army is not looking all that big right now. But at the same time, Ace hardly has anything, and Dragon is just doing a nice job right now of zone control, picking off stray units, heading between the bases. Corsairs are just kind of chilling right here. If we look at it here, we can see the Ultras upgrade about to finish. Some of that money being spent, so I think we will be seeing Ultras pretty soon. Yeah, we see some being made. Toss is at 3-1, and Zerg is at, oh, what do we have? 2-1, 2-2. 2-2 for Zerg. So I think there's a second forge somewhere in the base for Dragon, yes indeed. So he is on his way to 3-2. And the Hydra don't want to come out here, don't need to waste him like that, and yeah, he's immediately turning around, realizing he cannot come out. And this is becoming a little bit better Hive Tech army now, getting a little more, a few more Zealots in there. Archons starting to be made. And what is, okay, just Lings. And here comes kind of Ace's one shot here is going to be these Ultras. I mean, he's pretty damaged. Oh, the shuttle goes down, gets off a medium storm, 4 or 5 drones. It appears have died there in that fight. And here comes the big army from Dragon. And it is a pretty scary army now at this point, especially if it gets a few more Archons. Actually, it's already up to 4 Archons, so the count is definitely continuing to grow. Morphing some more back at home, I would assume. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-ish, 11 or 12 gateways here for Dragon. And yeah, this army is getting quite solid at this point in time. But, I mean, you know, it would be nice to see Dragon secure another base, but at the same time, he is minimizing the size of Ace's army and continuing to deny Ace any chance at free bases. Oh, 2 Zealots here getting a little bit surrounded and instantly died. And now it looks like Ace is taking this opportunity to get some of his units out, and this is pretty much his army. He needs to get something done with it. There's not all that much money to fly back, to fall back on. And he is getting pretty mined out at a lot of bases, although the situation is kind of similar for Dragon, who maybe is going to make an attempt here with this army to re-secure this 4th base, as yes indeed we do see a probe. And some Lings in the middle getting picked off, turning them away. And how many Ultra are there in this crowd? Oh my god, okay, that is actually a very scary amount of Ultra. If he gets flanked by this, he could lose that whole army. Although that is a pretty beefy army by Protoss, so, I don't know. There's no support there for those Ultra. It's mostly just Ultra and very low Ling counts. And that is actually a lot of Archon. Okay, I take that back. I'm not sure he can take this army even in a head-on fight, even with a good flank, but he's doing his best right now, and actually he's going to have to pull off as there's just not enough stuff. And yeah, Ace is about as spent as it gets, but his army pretty high in supply, and it looks like, yeah, he's going to head straight for this base, trying to force the cancel. Not a bad tactic from Ace by any means, and the Templar need to throw down a storm before they die. I mean, yeah, storming Ultras isn't as effective as storming a bunch of Lings, but maybe they just didn't have the energy or not paying attention there. But it looks like Ace is just going to say, or Dragon is going to say, fuck this, and counter into this base. There are not that many lurkers. We can see that maybe 2 are being morphed right now, trying to get this behind the wall. And here comes the big army coming in right now. Storm's going down. Needs to keep the observers alive, though, or else the lurkers will be problematic. And they are well behind the SimCity there. And everything crashing down towards the front. Does he have any more storms to get these lurkers? Yeah, 1 goes down on that one. Should die quickly if an Obs can get over there to actually see it. And he is trying to just muscle his way through this army. There we go, now turning around to fight the army of Ace on the bridges, which is a really good spot to fight them, as it will clump up all the Ultras. And surprisingly, Ace is committing to fight on the bridge. Good storms going down. Lots of Archons there to fight, but he's getting flanked on both sides, and the army of Dragon is dwindling. Ace is pulling magic out of nowhere, crushing through this army, and continuing to deny the 4th base. He might not be in the most terrible positions after this fight. We can see Ace has actually pulled a supply lead out of this, and he's going to have total, complete map control from this. Can take another base in the meantime. This not at all going Dragon's way. This is Ace and Dragon, by the way, if you're asking. And Ace may have just seized control of game in that one moment. It's just so scary when you lose your army as Protoss. Looking at the supplies, we see they're still pretty equal, but Dragon is about to be aboard the Mind Out game, and he's catching so many Templar out in the open. That's not going to be Archons. They're trying to throw down storms, but everything is flanked, and the Ultra's trying to pick them off. Actually, might save a few of these. He's trying to throw down the storms to save them. Hydra actually are targeting Zealots and not Templar. Does manage to save 4 or 5. Pretty incredible. And yes, we do see a drone here, although it's just an issue of money. He is actually he's still got a few minerals at each base, particularly this base. And there is another army, but there's no Archons in it, which makes me a little bit nervous for this army, as Ultra Crackling pretty much shits on anything that doesn't have gas units, aka Archon Reaver. And it's just hard to storm that much Lings when they get that much of a surround. You almost have to storm your own army. And here we go, moving in. Is he going to try to bait the storms? Is he just going to fight this head on? He's not coming with a very good arc. That is a very... Oh, there we go. There's a spread. And it's a pretty big one, but the army from Dragon is actually kind of beefy right now. Maybe it's enough that the Ultras can't do it, although with the Hydra support, that's pretty nice. And it is down to just a few goons, although all of a sudden all the Ultras are popping as well. Are there enough reinforcements for Ace? Hard to tell right now. Kraken's going in for the Dragoons, trying to avoid fighting the Zealots and clean this up. The Archons are finishing, and this game is kind of turning scrappy, and all of a sudden Dragon does have really needs another base. He is continuing to mine from here, but he doesn't have... Actually, Dragon has a decent number of units back at the natural and kind of has another semi-scary army. And now Ace may actually have trouble holding on to this. Possibly if he gets some lurkers to the high ground, he'll be able to hold this base, but I think at the same time Dragon is going to focus firmly on securing his own 4th base, and we're playing ring around the pylon right now with the probe. The Archons, or the Zealots, will just actually shut that down. Ling's trying to stream past, but that is not going to work out. And the Corsairs of Dragon, if he's still alive, he's just getting... he needs to stop trying to send just pure Lings in. He does not have enough to take on this force with just these Lings. Oh, he sneaks a few past. That's pretty obnoxious. Actually going to fire at the Nexus. And, oh god, is he going to force the cancel on the Nexus? I think he might just do it. They're not in time. Again, forced to cancel. Nice little run by there from Ace. Also distracting Dragon from this morphing hatchery over here. But at the same time, we do have a shuttle from Dragon coming into the main base of Ace. Storm's going off Ace, or Dragon is going to clean that up. But now the shuttle is sitting here a little bit idle. So close to a pair of Scourge. Oh, but the Lurker is still out here, and a lot of Dragon's army has vanished, and that is too many Lurkers to fight through. Oh man. And Dragon is forced to GG Ace 2-0 over Dragon. Dragon played such a good game for so long, but unfortunately gets his army crushed over the bridges at the 4th base or the 3rd base of the Zerd, and ends up losing everything because of that. So that seals the deal for Central Europe, but we still have a 2v2, so we're going to cast it. Oh, we don't have a 2v2. I guess it doesn't get played. So I guess that's everything for today. So if we're looking at the standings after this too, we've got Central Europe is 2-2 and like 17 wins, 11 losses, and Western Europe is 3-2, 16 wins and 12 losses. So Western Europe with the better record but the worst percentage, and Central Europe the worst record but the better percentage. And their last nation war is versus each other, so that is going to be very, very important for both of those teams. Oh, okay, so it's walkover. Central Europe takes it 5-1. So not the best day for NA as they get pretty rolled. Only ones, the only bright spot today, able to take down Pass with a nice 2-0.